Selamat pagi guys, welcome back again. Dingin juga ya. Gue pesan pizza ini ya guys. Kita langsung aja guys, watch party Valorant Masters Valorant Champions Tour in Los Angeles. NAVI. NAVI, kamu mau melempem sih kamu. Kemarin serem banget kok. Wah, loud nih bos. Mental juara nih bos. Apakah Aspas akan melempem lagi guys?
Just one best of three is standing in the way of playoffs, but that could only
Tenang sih bang, nggak tahu guys. Menurut gue sih bisa dua posibilitas guys ya.
Breaks by the end of today, Mimi. I feel like this could be one of the most important games in all of these players' lives.
It absolutely could. Both these teams have lifted trophies on a global stage before. For Loud, they're the reigning champions. They have the pressure.
Abis Navilot apa bang? Udah. Abis itu biasa aja guys game guys. Kurang. Ya nggak sih? Abis itu apa sih? Tuh gue abis itu kurang deh guys. Abis itu kurang cok. Abis itu siapa sih? FUT T1 kurang guys. Kurang guys, kurang. Ning gue bobo nggak sih?
I'm not surprised with the picks, but I am a little bit surprised with which teams picked them.
No, me too. I mean, we saw Navi pick Pearl and Loud pick a
Sama
second.
juga nih
We
Pizza
definitely
Hut.
expect that to be flipped.
PHD.
But I'm very excited to see Bind as a third map. Personally, I'm hoping it goes all three. We're in for an absolute banger on all three maps.
Favorit player di Paperrex siapa bang?
Pressure for both teams here, but they're both international winners.
Favorite players?
Either teams will be struggling with, feeling too much pressure or nervousness. I think they're both dialed in, ready to take
Forsaken.
Wow, starting off with Pearl, Loud picked attack, so they're kind of going for the route of setting the pace early. They want to make sure that everything is in their control at the start of this BO3.
Halo Veronica Agata, welcome, selamat malam semua.
Yeah, me as well here. And for Map
Wah, lampunya agak gelap dikit guys ya. Malah serang-terang soalnya.
What is Loud's identity now? Could they
I sold my car for champion bang.
This was the first map that
Berapa
is
duit
good
sih
on
harga
everyone
mobil lu
played
cok?
it. They were always excellent at Pearl, and they've lost a few games recently. People started to figure them out a little bit, but it's now been quite a while since we've seen them on this map, and pretty much everyone else since the Pearl changes.
Dukung siapa bang? Dukung Loud sih. Tapi kayak Navi oke lah. Loud udah sering juara guys. Sekali-sekali Loud terganggu gitu ya.
Try and find something new.
Yeah, and the new thing I think is double initiator. A lot of Sova,
which Navi plays.
Right, and Navi plays that comp, and at least from my team, we took Navi's comp all the way at the beginning when Pearl first came out. So it's excited to see them kind of go.
Pernah kasih move for second? Pernah 2 kali 3 kali ada. Pas jalan-jalan bareng pernah kan tuh yang pakai Paperrex, pernah foto-foto bareng-bareng. Lot GG sih bang, emang iya guys. Emang iya lot GG cok. Kalau juaranya sama, terus jadi kurang seru. Betul sekali.
Wow, as you can see, Loud, they've moved away from the
breach here as well. This is another shock for Loud. They gave us a surprising comp on Ascent just the other day.
Breach?
Now they're cooking something new up. I think the strengths of this composition on both sides of the map are going to be extremity control. You have a breach stun, you have a breach flash that you can combine with your Fade Haunt as well, and it also gives you more powerful retakes. But this is a very different approach.
Guys, tuh kemarin turu guys.
No one really plays breach on this map, Valen.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how they're going to deal with B long control here, just using the fade, also the breach to help, but oftentimes teams are using like
kalau Lot menang fanbase-nya pada sorong bang, emang iya.
Take B long, or if they don't have either of those, they rely
Aspas
on
Jet nih bos.
to gain that control. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Loud.
Menurut gue sih agak ini ya, agak aneh ya pakai bridge guys ya. Keputusan yang sangat aneh menurut gue guys pakai bridge. Navi gede banget anjing.
So this seems like a comfort pick for him, and so they had to be practicing this for a while at least.
This is also Tui switching over to Aster as the solo controller. That's a lot easier to do now with the B-long changes here, and yeah, Loud.
Lu mau teman sini, tapi lu live banyak nanti gue aja. Thank you Sora ya, makasih nonton gue ya. Sambil makan temenin gue ntar guys. Gue lapar banget. Gue lagi pengen cheat day dikit lah. Sorry makan dikit banget guys, cuma makan nasi dikit sama ayam dadi doang tadi cok. Kurang deh kayaknya buat besok. Besok mau nge-gym.
Well, the stage is set, the players are ready, and all that's left to do is send it over to your cast. fastest for this one.
Sekarang memang pick ma Pearl. Pearl lumayan favorit sih.
Thank you so much, Jinsu. Balla, I mean, this matchup has so much potential. You think about it on paper, you think about the run that they've had getting up until this point, it could be really good.
Absolutely. I mean, this is so many champions in this one. This is the conclusion of Group D.
Lo pakai baju kotongan doang gua nggak apa-apa, Cok. Buat nge-gym besok sekalian nih, tidur pakai gini aja. Enggak sih, gua nggak masuk angin sih orangnya.
Seems like they're going to split that way. The hunt's already been cleared, and they're just really aggressive up link. Aspas has already gotten the first kill. Zipan's got a lot to deal with. Sini tucked, able to get two in an excellent response.
Jet sama JT sama-sama ngeri nih, guys.
Loud not caring at all about the util that Navi hit him with. The dart getting down B long and that knife suppressing everything. So no stars, no smokes. And unfortunately for them, no more players either. 2v3 is going to be tough to get back in when the spike's on site.
Les is playing pretty far back.
Oh, berat nih, Cok. 3 lawan 2, Cok.
The spike surrounded. Tui's is going to have to make a move, or maybe just buy some time for Les to reposition.
Yeah, but he can't get caught when the smoke falls.
Yeah, because then the play's essentially over. A delicate dance for the controller for Loud. Has to stay alive, has to draw attention, and do so without losing his life in the process.
30 seconds left.
Les now has arrived. 30 seconds left. The first swing is going to be a little bit of a tag, but not much more. Les falls to his left by himself.
Waduh, Sugetsu ngeri, guys. Sugetsu ngeri, boleh, bro.
All that waiting for the flank, just for it to get ripped apart by Sugetsu.
Terus kapan lagi ada, Bang, ya? Riz tuh enaknya buat adu M, Cok, soalnya main map jauh, anjir.
The 2021 champion versus the 2022 champions as well. He just ripped them to shreds there. And I think this is what I really like about
2021 champion melawan 2022 champion, anjir.
So easily on this jet roll. No concerns about what he's going to play. Is he going to be able to float something else? Is he going to have the raise that's capable to actually challenge? No. On Pearl, this is CNET's playground.
Lots of info off that knife to open the round.
That's the second time, too. The first one, they got 3 suppressed inside of Street. Here 4 at the beginning, but they did get that orb at least.
Oh, and I like how Navi played that too. The information that they got on A allows them to take so much.
Map Djaja, iya susah itu kalau M lu kayak babi, kayak M lu turu mah susah anjing, nembaknya jarak jauh anjing M semua. Utilnya dikit, guys.
So far, actually very interesting. You're right.
Mapnya AWP betul sekali, jelas.
Loud know they don't have that space, so they have to go recommit towards the A side. Another split.
Here the flash pop, Xiao feeling some of the pressure.
Aduh, Xiao, kenapa kau mati, Xiao?
Question is, how much more can they find? Navi still have 2 members that are playing backside. Courtesy of Zipan and Sugetsu. And the spam through off the C's is really nice.
Wah, gila, Cok.
Hands here, folks.
Les is heating up.
It's just CNET and Angel that are left. And you remember, you go back to the beginning of the round, they were the ones who were opportunistic in their space gathering.
Yeah, and with the way that Navi like to buy here, I'm maybe considering a save
instantly. Ini lama banget ya pizza gue ya.
Sugetsu save on this attempt at the end.
Kelimbet kena echo tapi echo flawless anjir.
Angel's going to keep this Bulldog, pick it up, and that's still going to result in a good buy, but Loud just rip apart this anti-eco.
And they did so with nothing but a Marshal in the hands of Aspas, and I mean, he didn't really do
motion idol. Halo, weh, motion idol nih, mantep ya. Ini akun baru ya. Akunnya si Review ya megang ya.
See if they can grab any of it.
Ini masih grup, Bang, masih grup stage ini.
One more. Not gonna find it, but still getting the Bulldog down is pretty important. That would have been a dropped weapon for somebody else.
Nah, OTW ini makan nih guys, sama Aji. Widih.
Full blind there. The C's gets a connection, and he gets that spam.
That second shot was so nice.
What a monster. Nice. That's the guy for if I'm looking to see what type of form Loud is going to have on this map, I'm looking at Les. He's plays such a critical role now, especially since you're not running the double controller, you're not running the Harbor Viper. He's almost the sole lurker.
3 agent dapat, guys.
With Tui's too.
Ke flash nggak tuh?
They can try to regress and take this fight a little bit delayed. After the dump of utility at the beginning of the round,
anjing, Angel.
Angel's Guardian cleans up Sada.
Again, 2 players saved here from Navi, by the way. So they have worse weaponry in this round, for sure. And the interesting thing there is they're going for a reclear. Normally they do that with Angel's drone.
Oh, si Angel ngeri banget, cow. Apaan sih nembaknya?
He's just using the
Kena
Guardian
one
to
tap
take
2
it
orang
all
loh.
down instead.
We're about to have one of those vintage Angel games where he just pops off.
Boy, I hope so. Look at Les. He just got through A main to clear art, which allows them to get on this site. But Zippon, is he aware of this angle? He is, but not aware enough. A little bit of a whiff shot there.
Angel with the dart, nothing tagged. Les playing very cautiously beneath it.
Wah, anjir. Rapi banget Les anjing mainnya slow-slow, cok.
And while Louder making a run at this, there's still so much work that has to be done. Yeah, and it just went from bad to worse. Tui's is going to have to 1v3 if they want to pull this off, and it just got a little bit more difficult. That crossfire, the spam, it's too much to deal
Pas
with.
playoff lo diundang ke Eleng nggak Bang Yo? Enggak. Aku mah siapa? Bentar lagi barang makan aku datang guys, aku ambil dulu ya.
Might be because these first kills come in so fast from Angel, but for Loud there, I mean, obviously losing Sadak early kind of takes away from the punch you're going to have to execute on the site, but what a response.
Makan apa tuh? Makan pizza. PHD. Katanya dia kayak main pizza kan. Gara-gara tadi game tadi guys ngomongin pizza guys. Kalau aku nggak makan pizza soalnya. Dukung siapa Bang Rio? Dukung Navi sih, Navi aja lah. Tapi Navi juga udah pernah juara ya. Laut deh.
Gets away from the stun and now he can go up.
Karbitan guys. Wah anjing sini nice banget timingnya.
Look at that too. That's a dart going up. Even if Sinet doesn't peak on the right timing there, you have a player looking backwards to break that dart while he
Jadi kedengat I love pizza Bang. Oh aku tahu I love pizza yang baju yang ketat itu.
That's NAVI on Pearl to a T.
Gak sama Cijes besok. EDG.
From further back, Tui's getting one with the Sheriff.
Les can get activated too. I mean, he was the hero in the last one. I think the intention was to get that lockdown down on B.
I mean, if Les plays this card,
James
he should be able to grab the weapon that was dropped by Seagate. I thought they were going to try to control it a little bit.
Kenapa jadi cie babi?
You see the rotation too. As Angel goes off, Sinet fills in on the space, and Les really doesn't have a way to get in to grab that weapon.
What's the intention here, though, from Loud? Because they go throw the stun over here, 30 seconds. Tui's is on the other side of the map. I'm confused, very confused on what the intention here is. Tui's maybe a late flank if they get the site, but they've got to get the site first.
Yeah, that's a really big if. And they're going to have to do so in the face of 4 NAVI members who have full weaponry. Kawanzine has already fallen, 14 seconds left. They've got to commit to getting the spike down very soon. Shao with the spam, not landing. But it's going to be enough to reposition. I don't think they're going to get the spike down, not at this rate. Sadak's got to commit, and he can't. The pressure from Angel was just too much. And there's just not going to be enough time. What a chaotic round.
Chaotic sekali lawan itu guys.
To me, that kind of felt
like Mario, thank you, Levio udah mampir ya.
Everybody's trying to implement their own say. Les was in the middle of the map for so long.
Apa Harbor Viper laut? Harbor Viper laut turu Bang.
That might have been where the time issues stemmed.
Let's see sih. Ini Cuanjin nggak nge-kill apa-apa nih guys.
Look to be on form, even Sadak in that one.
Gua ambil makan dulu guys ya, boleh ya? Kayaknya enjoy dulu ya.
But that was low weapons again. Now they have 2 key ults. I would love to see what the ideas are when they start getting these ults to layer up, because this breach is very unique on this map.
Oh, I thought they were going to keep that attack side up for Aspas, but at the very last second, switch back to the Vandal.
The fact that he's even considering it as an option is pretty interesting, given he opted 1 time in Masters Tokyo over 2 series.
You see the setup for Navi defensively. They're concerned with what's happening mid. Not really willing to give up that space or fight for it as much as they can. Sadak and Loud hold, Aspas. Jeez, what a brutal opener.
Yeah, that's huge. Completely controlling mid here. Sinet with the op though.
And now they know.
And that's the breach ult too, so if they wanted an execute, suddenly that's gone. Look at the spacing right now still. Trying to get through, make sure there's nobody fighting sewers. That's why Kawanzine's waiting for Les here to regroup with Aspas. But they're going to choose to go into Sinet.
But it's just Sinet. And it's just Sinet with 45 HP, no armor.
He can stay here.
And they know. You see it pinging on the minimap. Aware of what the gaps are in this ult.
He does have a molly. Les does, so does he have a lineup for it? I don't think so.
I mean, you see they're even freezing on this. Wait, they're just going to peek into this? 2 Cloudbursts out to obscure vision. Sinet's still healthy. The fact that he survived as long as he has is massive because he continued to make plays.
They're so scared. Plant's still not down, Doug.
Sinet's gonna be able to feast if they continue to wait. Les finally cleans him up. Numbers in favor of Loud, although less weak. Just 5 HP.
Wow.
But the spike planted, you see if there's any utility that's gonna dump up on top of it. Someone's gonna get cleaned up. Kawanzin gets both.
So cautious in that one.
Deteksinya udah diet
But
sih.
it pays off.
Malah lapar banget
Ultimately,
sumpah.
not enough players for Navi to deal with that hit coming through.
Kalau lapar banget gue udah gak
They
kuat
were
banget kalau malam
cautious
baru
against
gini
Cena
tuh
with
anjing.
this op. But what a swing round to win.
Sometimes kita harus ini juga sih.
Look at the plant position. It's crazy that they
Dikit
end
lah,
up
pizza
planting there
mah
with
ya
this kind of
kecil kan
in the
kalorinya.
open to players from
Alasan
spawn.
banget ya alasan.
But he's protected against CNET, and they don't choose to try to flush him out after that lockdown. Those early picks paid huge dividends down the line. And we might get early picks again down
what a
hard. There's a
trap!
dash.
The flash and the haunt.
Spike down mid.
Both jets activated knives and dashed into mid.
Sorry makan nasi dikit sama ayam doang lemes banget.
Behind in this one, despite getting the first kill.
That was so mad. Hopefully we get a good look at that one more time because that was just so fast. But through the quiet, CNET still has his blades. Aspas not nearly as fortunate. Rolling Thunder online for Loud
Oke
still.
jadi bang jadilah.
They have to start
Udah
being
schedule-nya
able
mah
to
jadi,
get
guys.
success with these dry walks, and
Oh, that's not the success they were looking for.
that's not the way to do it. No.
And that's another instance in which Sadak dies with the Rolling Thunder. Mind you, they haven't really had the opportunity to execute with it, but
The dart for the spam. Oh my goodness, Tui's in trouble there.
instantly cleared. Sugetsu hasn't, however. He's still playing backside. Now understanding some of the presence. Angel with the Hunter's Fury. Not going to tag on anyone, but it was enough to bait it out. Just the tap. Now where do they go from here? Ults, or excuse me, Spike still in the hands of Les.
This smoke is going to fade from a CNET.
Gue di Bekasi bang Cio jauh banget anjing. Rumah gue di Sunter.
3 now.
Still haven't
Cepet
planted.
tuh ke Bekasi kurang
There's
ajar
still so
ini.
much to do. I mean, Tui swings into a high low that you wouldn't be expecting in a situation like that, and it's so miserable to deal with.
Kurang jauh, kurang dekat.
Been good, but man, the blades from CNET are just too much.
That's
Baru
just
masih
crazy
panas
there,
nih.
too. I mean, the cautious approach from both
Terus
teams.
kali di mana?
You saw
Jakarta
it there
Barat,
again in
anjir.
that last round. Nobody from Navi peeking after they get the advantage, and
Malam,
Loud
Will.
holding on for so long to make something
Samping,
out
Ja.
of that round. This early engagement is just ridiculous.
My, what a mess of an opener.
The fact that Sadak doesn't stun until after that CNET push comes through is quite confusing, given Auspas dashed on the line.
Just a share for Sadak. Kawanzin and the aforementioned both.
Kalau dari Bandung bisa nggak bang? Jauh banget.
And
They're
Navi,
going again.
yep, and continuing to do so down mid of all places. Aspas is here though, but it seems like Navi are taking a step back.
I wonder if this is a complete read. Look, 5 stacking from Navi.
Pizza Hut di PHD.
That's why they're backing off right now.
Ya, Pizza Hut yang restoran mau udah tutup
Realizing
guys.
they have so much space on this A side. And CNET will scramble back towards the B. I think that was definitely a miscalculation. At the beginning of the round, an Angel versus Aspas. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we're having one of those Angel games, man.
We definitely are 8-4. It's just crazy.
Talk about how he's rolling back the years and all that stuff. Angel seems to be in really good form right now. 85 HP, fishing for another. It's finally, he gets it.
Gila Angel nge-kill mulu loh.
That's ahead of the stun there from Kawanzin again. He's peeking past double doors before
Akan itu apa
Sadak.
domino? Sama-sama enak sih.
Fault line.
Tergantung lagi pengen apa.
So once again, a lot of
Djaja ini
pressure
nggak live guys, besok dia live
and a
ya.
lot of ask on the shoulders of Les.
That's good for him to have broken that molly before
30
the rest of his team got here. Are they going to breach hold? Are they
So
going to do
good.
anything to get on this?
Pizza
Look, now
Hut-
he's playing
Pizza
so
yang
far
apa sih?
back, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, and in a 3v4
Box
where
apa,
Tui's
XL
is
gitu.
5 HP.
They're going to use the wall too, but not blocking out flowers, so they are spammable here. 15 seconds.
Gravity well at the back. They dump some of that util. Les just took so much damage from one shock dart, man. Where do they go from here? How do Navi find a way out from this? As it seems like Angel's going to be the late lurk, but Les is ready for it. Angel's just quicker on the draw. 3 on the round for him.
Gila si Angel lagi wangi banget cok.
Losses, you don't continue into this.
They have breach hold. They're going to use it. Looks like maybe off the stun, maybe off a kill.
This is just so difficult to deal with. And yeah, Angel
Djaja
was
nge-kill
forced
4,
against
anjir.
the last.
And that's not
RDR pengen main, cuma nanti guys belum ada slotnya, slot gamenya.
Or it becomes, you know, it's even throughout the mid round. Navi is always so careful to continue to close out these rounds. And I think Loud need a timeout because this is to me looking dire. The amount of miss peaks,
Timingnya lagi dapat nih si Angel.
Pieces of utility.
Oh, komen kalau timingnya dapat kayak
sustainable
begitu.
here against Navi, who are punishing you for those mistakes as well.
Yeah, they seem to be in really good form. And you're right, a timeout comes through for Loud.
Keren banget kantor Navi, Cok.
I mean, Angel is just diffing them almost by himself in a lot of ways right now. I think about that previous round. He gets 3 kills in isolated 1v1s against stars on the other side.
For the oldest player in the tournament, too, the guy is 33 years old.
3-3.
Doing it against the best player.
Peripherals sih bilang keren. Gue bilang keren juga. Emang lu jangan mengkambingkan hitam ya, Calvin ya.
Won last year, they won this tournament. And here they are. On what should have been considered one of their best maps after the Americas League, we all thought it was, and they just completely abandoned their identity. Trying hard to cling to something new. And I think in that opening match that we saw from Loud against DRX, when they played some of these breach comps on other maps, we had not the most clean picture of what that might look like in the future.
Siapa bang? Dukung Navi.
Do they invest these ults? The ones that they've been holding on
Kayak
to
2-1 sih, kayak 2-1 sih.
And what else do Loud do on the other side of this timeout?
Kita mau kumpul sebulan sekali bang ya. Biasanya sih gitu guys. Jarang kita ngumpul, nggak sering-sering banget guys.
So gets you waiting to see if there's a dumpy utility. That's a second Prowler they just used to clear out, and I don't know that they've really gotten very much space with it at all.
Yeah, but Sugetsu's alone, so if they continue to follow up on this, he's going to have to pull out a multi-kill with nothing.
Sugetsu, 1.
Where's the trade?
That's easy enough. That aftershock is going to help. What? Oh, the gravity wall is the only thing that stopped him from getting a third.
But again, people peeking ahead. They had that aftershock prep the entire time. Tui's and Sadak literally util out, so when I asked where's the trade, it's not coming. But yet they're still peeking.
Angel with a glowing Vandal looking to add on to it, and he does.
Absolutely a flat start here from Loud out of what is
Aspas lagi turun banget bang. Ya Aspas di turnamen ini lagi turun dah. Gak kelihatan guys mainnya Aspas sama sekali sumpah dari berapa match lalu.
At lock-in, Loud, runner-up, Navi, 3rd, 4th place. And here we are. Elimination game, the first time we see these two teams playing, and Navi feel like they're running away with it.
Such drastically different.
Apa teori ini guys? Apa Corsair juara 2? Seperti Paperrex.
It's a game that is often decided by form on the day. And right now it just seems like Loud are still in bed, man. Other than Les. Les really seems to be the only bright spot in an otherwise brutal start for Loud.
That's interesting too, because yeah, they're getting rounds because of the heroics.
Yep.
And love this. Just closing this out very easily, putting the Cosmic Divide up, checking exactly what he's going to do, waiting for that pull to come out. He could play off this very well, though.
Two, is he going to 1v2 this? Take it around? Oof.
Come now. Diffuse.
Just not quite enough time for him to really make anything of it.
Yeah.
Even if he gets one, in most instances you start to
Paperrex
be able
nggak
to
main
play
guys,
with the time,
tunggu
but there,
playoff.
no, you got to take them both down. So much for Shaw to work with.
Dude, this 2K by Sugetsu is just dumb.
It shouldn't happen.
No, especially that kill into Kawanzin.
Granted, it was a nasty shot. And Angel's still frying as well, but yeah, when you come into this with an idea, with this breach, with this fade, it's definitely new. You're trying to catch him off guard with some of these util combos, and Loud is just not achieving that.
Yeah.
Pegang mana bang? Pegang Navi sih kayak guys.
Timing just seems a little bit disjointed.
Navi kayaknya lagi bagus mainnya dan Silot lagi turu.
Starting to have so many tools too to deal with some of these situations that Loud is putting in. They're going to play slow. I mean, these retake ults are massive. This lockdown, the Hunter's Fury from Angel, it's brutal. Sadak still hasn't used this breach ult. He's had it since like round 5 or so.
Yeah, Kawanzin.
Pasti dua Pacific top seed guys kan kayak gitu kan.
They're not even on site.
And it's going to be in a round where Sadak has only a sheriff. Yeah, there are a couple of other guns flanking and surrounding it, but it's used to get onto site. There's no counter to this Hunter Fury. Sadok's dead.
Gila, Angel nggak kill lagi, guys.
They also invested the Nightfall. They're throwing everything into this round.
Yeah.
Desperately needing to find success.
They can start playing art. I'm wondering where Sugetsu chooses to use his lockdown if he does, and he does. Not pushing the player's art or A main back too far, though.
Keep an eye on Kawanzin. He's going exploring.
A turret just got put up, though.
He's going hunting. Sugetsu's ready for it. He clears out the turret. Unfortunately for him, Sugetsu took a step back.
That's pressure on the back line they have to deal with now. They have to be aware. They're going to go for the defuse, though.
They're not concerned for it at all. They're just turning their attention towards the site, and it's going to work out. Zipen's already gotten it halfway.
Yeah, the Gravel didn't come out in time. Navi!
Les, the spam there cleans up one, but still so much to do. Did he buy enough time? It's so close. 0.64. The kill comes through at the end, as does the defuse for Navi.
Ini bukan mapnya Lot nih, Cok. Lot kelihatan banget kagak punya strategi, anjir.
You called out the time less than a second. Tui's didn't get his Gravwell back in time to pull him off the half defuse. And it's domination right now.
Unreal.
It's got to have been a cooldown, too, in my mind.
Yeah, 1000%.
That's just crazy. They were relying on that. And Loud is going to have to try to do something different, go into CNED for potentially the first time. CNED's been getting free reign on this B long side. We haven't really paid attention to it because Loud is just taking mid or A. But half the time he's deep B long, getting so much information for his team, allowing a full stack towards A.
And he's been patient with it too.
Angel masih lagi wangi, Angel, guys. Lihat killnya banyak.
Holds the space. Contains what Loud are trying to do on the attacking side.
Unless they're coming back to him right now because he has that lockdown, but another A push means another A retake potential. They're going to use it for the post plant, which I love. Instead, using the flash, and there's finally a go button from Loud.
Yeah, I like this too. Perhaps seeing that there was no one on site in the previous round, given the Rolling Thunder they invested, they're a bit more cautious in what they spend this time around.
Primer harus ikut ya. Iya, gue gak enak kalau udah join premiernya staffnya, guys. Karena gue gak pernah ikut matchnya.
They invest the Cosmic Divide too as Angel falls. Sadak on the swing. Oh, gun barrel spotted. Sugetsu on the swing. The kill in favor of Sadak. That was right next to him.
Last piece.
Takes a step back. Now gonna re-aggress. That op barrel's really long. The Seas and the Prowler getting info on the other side of the wall.
A nice pivot there too to use that Nanostorm to push him back even further. That will be the round here. And Navi's going to try to do damage. Remember, Loud has struggled to get rounds put together. If they lost weapons here, that really hurt. Whereas Navi, plenty of back.
Bukan sih personal tapi 2 biji. Pizza personal tapi 2 biji. Sama yang medium ya.
Where was this execute? Where was something to do with the breach and fade to just push yourself on site?
Sepaket doang 70.000 nih.
I mean, Navi does have a decent amount of delay in the form of Sugetsu, but not much more. Not as much as you get from like a Viper Harbor or something like that. So I'm pretty surprised, but it is similar to what we saw from Loud against Team Liquid on Split, where just consistently waiting. Finally, though, a fast push, and we might get it again.
This time it's going to be towards B, though, and remember the op is here for CNED.
Good shock.
Fault line to push him off the angle, has to dash away. So space gathered.
Look at the damage that shock did, and he might even get even more on Aspas. Aspas down to 68 HP, Sadak 92.
Dude, Angel's just got like heat-seeking utility right now. Prowler's going to go real far away. Take a step back. Angel with the dart. They're going to try to flood up behind it. The snap onto the first. Take flight. And now the drone to follow. Xiao's still so far away from the play, but they're waiting for Navi to all gather up and then push forward.
Xiao's 1 kill off of a Cosmic Divide. That will ruin the B-Long player's ability to play into this.
Oh, I mean, it's done if they get that. Final boss down. Aspas 68 HP, still playing backside. Valentine close by. The swing out. And Zipen and Xiao get both. A 3v2 here. Cena taking a lot of damage, and there's the Cosmic Divide that you were just referring to. They have to push ahead of it, but they don't know that Cena's in the smoke. First shot goes wide, but it buys time. It's a distraction.
They don't know they're off.
Fade. They have to face check it. A 1-for-1. 2. He swings through.
Bisa komik. Aspas kayaknya udah berapa match bau banget, Cok. Nggak bisa main sama sekali dia.
Might have been a slow start here
Knuckles
for
kan ya?
Cloud. As this half comes to a close, they are turning right back up.
It's heroics though, Bala. I mean, I guess if the heroics are going to continue to work, sure. But man, these
Dia
rounds
biasanya
are so
nembaknya
close.
gila-gilaan loh, Cok. Headshot, AWP-nya kan gila-gila biasa, guys.
Everybody thought they had that when that wall went up. And yeah, it might be heroics, but I'm seeing a shift in the game plan in these last 2 rounds. Much more emphasis on hitting with the breach, with the fade. These sort of tools, they get you the sights so frequently. Force them to play these retakes. Force them to play the advantage or the disadvantage of this map, which is those B-long post plants. They're so tough. They're expecting a push here, Doug. NAVI,
Revealing area.
they get some peeks into mid, but they don't go even further.
Si A nih. Angel harusnya nggak call A sih. Kalau nge-call A berarti bener.
Loud was waiting for it. Tui's was just sitting there. Look how deep they've got Aspas. Something interesting is about to happen, potentially.
Apa grogi bang? Enggak sih, nggak grogi, cuman mungkin lagi bau guys, lagi apa? Bukan turnamennya, berarti dia di sini guys, lagi bau banget. Kalau dia mati lagi sih gua nggak tahu ya.
Now flipping of the map, you see the abundance of money. They are dropping of the op for more of a reliable weapon. That's a nice haunt too. Is anybody getting some tag? I mean, surely you know that the hit's this way now. And you see it for now, they're starting to scatter and rotate over towards B. Nightfall dropped, it's gonna hit what? 1, 2? Zippa just dropped Aspas.
Kan Aspas mati lagi kan? Lihat tuh.
2 members of Loud already down. Loud.
Wah, anjir rata, Cok.
Oh my gosh, they just got obliterated by NAVI. Prime gaming flawless as they get 8.
Zipon had seen that re-peek through, and the reposition from Zipon is perfect. He gets back out behind the screen after this first kill, using Aspas's smoke to do so. Look at that shot.
It's just mad too. I mean, a different timing on the dash, and he doesn't see him, right? The Cloudburst covers it all up, but because of that slight time window, he's able to hit the spam into it. And then the exec is blunted. Careful there, you might show too much emotion. It's an 8-4 half in favor of NAVI. You wouldn't believe it, but we just had Zipan talk about feeling like the underdog. Let's take a listen.
Lot defense gimana bang startnya? Kayaknya sih.
To be honest, I think
Nih harus relain satu map deh, nggak bisa deh.
B2 and etc. We had a good preparation.
Kayaknya nggak bagus guys di map ini dia. Nggak bisa main cok. Atau nggak punya pin strat di sini guys, nggak tahu ya.
Coming into this tournament, I think as a player I tried to maybe become a bit smarter and become less aggressive. Also changed a bit of roles. Usually I was only a duelist main, but now with flex and initiator. But yeah, also when I started playing I didn't know anything about like fundamentals.
DRX kuat nggak bang? DRX lagi kuat-kuatnya nih. Lagi kencang lagi guys DRX guys. Lagi balik ke forum mereka ya.
I think I learned a lot about this stuff the last 3 years.
It's just seen it, and it's just seen it with the op. Certainly not the weapon you want in a situation like this, but he's gotten 1. Is he gonna be able to get the second? Yes, he does!
Tapi lagi bagus lagi mainnya di RX. Sempat turun kan mereka.
Guys, even if we're not playing that good right now, and thank you for always being there for us. We like to be remembered for being the underdogs that everyone doubted that won the champions. We didn't expect much from us, you know. We had a rough year, so but I see the potential now. We just have to fix the small mistakes.
They consider themselves underdogs, and yeah, the year that they've had may have been a little bit of leaving some to be desired, but they find themselves up 4 rounds at half Bala in this opening best of 3. Elimination on the line, and so much to gain if you're able to survive.
This would only be the second time that they miss a global playoff.
Sugetsu mana? Sugetsu yang headshot 3 orang Paperrex di final, cowok nggak ada cowok.
At Tokyo. And for Loud, it's actually the same story as well. They've only missed 1 time back at Copenhagen. Despite that, both teams bombed out of Tokyo.
6-10 si Aspas, cowok.
So I think both teams
gila, ini 17 anjir.
after the criticism that they've been getting online.
Finalnya siapa bang kira-kira ya bang? Paperrex DRX nggak sih? Ngarep.
Backing from the community in terms of expecting them to be able to win a tournament like this.
Well, also, I imagine in a lot of ways.
Nanti katanya sampai saya menang lawan beli-beli, kita lihat ntar bang. Oke. Kalau dia yang kalah sih gue ketawa ngakak sih bro.
And they find themselves in a position now where one of these two teams will not make the dock.
Look at NAVI right now. They've already collected both orbs. They've collected control of both A main and B main. And now they can regroup with the spike that's still laying in spawn. They've maintained mid control as well from the barriers, so they have a pretty good idea of what's going on. Meanwhile, Loud have this trap set up. Off the turret contact with Sonic stun, so they go into the link here. NAVI needs to be ready to sprint back out, which I think they're expecting. Look.
Yeah,
Spike's going towards A. They're peeking into street right now.
Well, I think the thing is, too, for NAVI, they got all that control without having to invest very much. Zipan has his knife already back up. Angel just used his dart again.
Oh, and that was a dart from A main. So they break the setup in B. And they head right back towards this split with the drone coming in, forcing these players close.
Oh, what a snap from Aspas. Tui's able to get a second. That was clean. Angel, where are you going, bub? Sight's behind you. You have the spike. Go looking for the fight. Go get the spike down.
Oh, well, it's actually considering how to play in this scenario, knowing there's a lot of players in Art. Knowing how Xiao's already on site, they're going to try to take control of this.
Yeah,
he needs to win these fights.
Oh, but he manages to get out of there without taking any damage, which, given how the first couple of shots went, is a major success.
Les is putting them into the pen right now. They are completely boxed in.
Is it comfort for NAVI, or is it a problem? Down in numbers, completely surrounded, as you were mentioning, leaving Angel by himself, currently top fragging on the server and looking for more magic. 91 HP.
Aduh, hampir Angel dapat lagi loh.
It's Loud, get the pistol.
Loh, kalau Angel dapat lagi sih ngeri sih Angel sih.
Important round to throw it all you had. And you're seeing already the trap play in B. Link, NAVI spring that very well. There needs to be a follow-up, and there was from Loud. Playing up close inside of Art, this smoke. NAVI wasn't, you might have said that they weren't spending util to get the space that they had, but they also weren't getting the util out of Tui's. And not having the tools to get through it. So I want to see that continue from Loud, being able to float on the
Kayaknya sih 13-10 guys kayaknya ya.
There's a deep stun here, let up by Sadat that can go all the way main for these.
Gimana apa nggak ada yang main kayak Paperrex ya nggak ada lah.
Without the haunt tagging though, they might not go for it, and Sadak might release. He already used it.
Yeah, he used it at the very beginning. That's what you were just discussing. Drops the fault line, they're able to control the space, get the orb into Kawanzin's hands, who's now halfway to having his nightfall.
And that is pretty good prophylaxis from Sadak to set up that fault line so that they don't want, NAVI does not want to go into A main at the beginning of the rounds at all, because that catches everything and you have no ways to dodge that. So good conditioning.
Bring them down.
Prowler to clear out main, nothing found. Just Tui's filling on the space behind it. NAVI with 3, make that 4. Pushing up towards Art, trying to create some pressure across the middle of the map.
2-0 ya bang, NAVI biar cepet, amin.
They're really trying to find something for CNET here. With this Marshall. The Sheriffs were really good for Loud
Tuh kan,
in the second
tuh
round.
ngantuk banget anjir main apa sih guys? Nontonin Eropa tuh begini guys. Ngaso 35 detik masuk round.
Kawanzin has his haunt too.
All this A main control too allows for such an easy pinch onto the players who are trying to get this spike down, and they should try to get it at all costs.
Oh, Xiao was so weak. Oh my gosh, it was the Aftershock that kills him?
Where did that even come from?
Great shot out from CNET to get one though. You would think it's gonna crumble, and that's exactly what happens. Aspas with 2 and Loud with 6.
Ngasih buat Eropa ya. Lalu ngantuk nggak sih guys? Gua ini deh, apa sih gua kayak kurang deg-degan bang. 1. Gua aja baru mulai nih. Makan. Kayak udah langsung pengen tidur aja gitu.
And it feels like they're gonna have a big attempt to reduce this, not from 4 that we saw at the half, but to even it out right away. There's that aftershock.
He had nowhere to go, man. Yeah. He had no choices. I thought the Prowler was gonna get him. He had nothing but a sliver of HP.
A ghastly bite.
Line up juga main cepat juga ada line up ya kan? Gak main lambat doang ada line upnya guys. Mereka tuh main lambat tuh karena mereka ngontrol area dulu guys. A main ada orang, mid ada orang, B main ada orang. Muter-muter, cari orb, cari info, dapat info sedikit mungkin, baru cari call-nya si Angel. Oke, kita ke mid. Oke, kita ke A. Oke, kita ke B gitu. Cari keputusan dulu mereka. Kalau Paperrex kan nggak ada pikir-pikir gitu guys. Nggak usah mikir kalau Paperrex tuh main tuh. Oh udah gas. Hari ini gas line up. Molly kan ada juga line up ya kan.
Speaking of investments, that op is going to be real tough to use here when it comes down to it on this retake. But if they do go for a B long post plant, then all of a sudden that kind of changes.
Line upnya ada, semua aja pasti ada line upnya kalau pro player mah. Kayak si Jing tuh pasti dia nge-molly itu tuh, nge-molly apa sih linknya tuh, di molly. Di Jason nge-molly apa sih, nge-molly Heaven mungkin gitu kan, ada pasti ada line up guys.
The dumping of utility backside is loud. Bless pushes into it. In the nano gets two. And now they swing back out. Angel continuing to frag. Hey, the guy really is in rare form today. It's just a tap though. That gravity wall is good. And they have so many different angles they can peek out from. This is far from a done deal.
They're gonna get half already?
I don't think they're gonna be able to. That's big from Aspas. He's gonna have to hold this the whole way because time is short. He's gonna have to get it and he can't. 0.6.
Hampir aja guys.
Surprised that Kawanzin is not actually pulling off of that. That is very closely timed. But man, how long it took for them to get on it.
Buat OP lagi, iya.
Probably should have made that decision already. Yeah, there's just, you should have known too. Probably wouldn't even had time to get off of that. But Loud, I mean, they lose a big opportunity.
Dia pikir dapat kali guys, soalnya di dalam smoke nggak ngeliat mereka blotannya.
The only big thing here, Aspas with only a Marshal since he invested in op last round, but he also one orb away, so if Angel doesn't control B-Long here, he can certainly pick up the knives.
Oh, and you can tell they want to do it.
He's looking to counter this. That star as well could be real nice. He's calling players over.
Yeah, everyone's here.
Can he get out?
Dapat tuh Angel tuh.
Just barely. I mean, look at his HP.
So that disadvantage they had with Aspas's weapon, suddenly he has one of the best in the game.
Jadwal di mana bang? VLR.jj Valorant FLR.gg. Wah tidur bang. Habis ini guys tidur ya guys. Tuh kan tidur cepet nih. Gue biasanya gue tidur jam 7 kan. Dulu jagoan Jing atau Bas Jing lah. Jing tuh ngeri anjir duelisnya.
They noted that there was no KJ util right now in street, so they're walking down. But Kawanzin does get the info anyways with that jump spot.
Aspas is there too. You see that attempt at a high-low. Speaking of high-low, Aspas trying to get high ground himself. Zephen's timing almost successful.
Dia miss banyak banget cuy anjing.
Everything still has a Marshal. The knife out. You see Sadak playing up in the smoke, playing up.
Banyak banget missnya si Aspas loh guys. Jarang-jarang dia begitu loh.
Les has joined him though.
Ini kayak si something kemana nih mainnya kayak begini guys awal-awal.
Through the smoke.
FUT kayaknya nggak nonton ya guys.
I mean, the reinforcements
kurang seru soalnya.
dealt with. Instantly disabled. 3 rifles though for Loud here. In a 3v4, Shao in a really comfortable position as Zipan is too. This just seems like another lockout from NAVI. He's just gonna have to 1v4 to keep this interesting, and he just can't. I mean, NAVI looks so good right now.
Kita lihat guys ya map kedua ya NAVI gimana ya.
And yeah, they did get, you know, they got some HP down on Aspas at the beginning of the round, but what is this? They just walk in the street.
Menurut gua mengerikan sih guys, mengerikan sih.
Nothing found by Aspas at all.
No. I mean, even the proactive decision making to fight for that orb, knowing what was coming.
Yep.
I love that.
Menurut gua sih mengerikan guys ya.
And down 4 now. I mean, I think we're starting to see a little bit of why Loud was avoiding this so that they could revamp the map. Here's a dash in with the stun. Aspas getting really deep. And they swapped that late round, by the way. Aspas had a Marshal the entire time, and then they made the call for that play, and they find nothing with the Stinger.
Aspas masih turu bang, lumayan masih turu nih.
So that Les can play backhaul, and Twos can play on his smoke at A. The problem is he doesn't have any more smokes.
They're investing 4 towards B right now.
3 ulti guys ya.
On the defensive side, they have the alarm bot and Link. But that's really all the map control they have. No real idea if anyone's pushing up towards Art or anything like that.
Wah, dia rotate ke A. Mereka ke B lagi. Ih, pinter banget call-nya anjir.
Twos is hearing nothing right now.
I wonder if it's just off of timing. Expecting that they would have already hit and they haven't yet.
And it's not the right call. Angel's bringing his team back towards that B side, which is empty. We know that. And Navi, Sugetsu's going to try to figure out exactly what's going on the rest of the side of the map.
That's so sharp out from Sugetsu. Lets himself get tagged by the Haunt, still gets a kill, keeps rotations from Loud towards A.
Yep, it's important too. When you go and hunt for where they're stacking, oftentimes you want to try to bait a reaction out from them, try to spring the trap that they might have
Tuh orang
set.
bikin semua orang pada kayak gitu guys. Kalau main EMEA tuh mereka mancing rotasi guys. Lebih ke brain anjing, main ke otak mereka tuh.
Oh, they've invested the null command. They do have a luxury of a ton of money and a couple of other ults still to play around. So I guess why not?
I think specifically just trying to avoid any flashes Sadak might have here. It's pretty key because they have no way to get through that smoke.
There's one of the flashes they were looking to avoid. You see the repositioning, a clean shot out from Sadak.
No time.
And they just want to go down to Spike now. Not give any more ults. Sugetsu could be a guy. He does fall, does get his lockdown.
No time.
And Aspas picks up a weapon, so not falling to Spike important there.
Gua ngantuk banget, Cok. Pokoknya kayak nonton game apa match lain tuh kagak gini ngantuknya deh, guys.
Sugetsu one off of the lockdown.
Kenapa ngantuk buat ya gue yang ini, guys ya?
But that's 3 in a row now for Navi.
And the final
sama kali sama gue, guys.
None for Navi in this game so far, too. Despite that first half finally coming back into favor for Loud, it still was 8-4, and Navi never felt the pressure.
Yeah, talk about having control on a situation. Financially, you've always been okay. Your ult cycles have been really nice. You haven't even had to invest timeouts, just because you've been able to use what Loud are using on the other side.
And I'm thinking, how are these Loud players feeling in this moment right here, where they're facing elimination? Hasn't happened that often for this team, especially the youngsters. Come to these global events. Players like Tui's, players like Kao and Zine. Especially given the rumors surrounding this team, surrounding the fact that Aspas, this might be the last time we see him in a green jersey. And the rest of the players too.
Komentatornya juga ngaruh sih. Komentator kayak lagi baca puisi sih, guys.
So difficult to maintain mental clarity when you have all of that weighing on you. And not to mention the demons of the year looking over your shoulder. Memories of Tokyo weighing heavy.
Gue sampai buka TikTok dah.
And down 5 on a map they really should be good at, a map that should be challenging Navi. I know Navi is what, 7-1 on this map, but still.
Pace-nya lambat sekali.
This is where their bread and butter.
Membuat aku ngantuk.
Back at Lock-In, back through Americas, when they had such success, when people thought they could challenge the likes of Fnatic. Where is that gone?
It's gone stale.
Ngantuk sekali, rasanya ingin
It's gone stale
tidur.
in an attempt to reinvent and reinvigorate. They find themselves repeating some of the same questions. How do we get past this deficit? And meanwhile, for Navi, you know, we've touched on it a little bit, but they're literally doing everything right.
Ngopi dikit kali, jangan ngopi udah malam, man.
So often this drone from Angel is getting full control of one of these mains. Recall to get CNET across and almost takes down less too. The important thing is the shift in setup here from Loud after that timeout. Tui swap sites with less.
Oh, bukan promo tuh 30k 2 ya nggak sekarang lah, besok atuh.
Map so far, it's what you'd expect. But that turret usually was in B-Link. It's set up differently. In front of where that smoke has been landing from the single controller on Navi and Zhao. And they're holding on to backall.
30 seconds left.
Timing on the knife, and that's what draws out the fault line and pops a little bit of what they have. But CNET pushing forward, backside, Les is the one who's going to have to challenge, but he's flashing.
Banget, Cok.
What a setup from Ziban. And then you've got the ult out from Angel. This is beautiful. The Rolling Thunder's going to cause serious problems, though. Did they burn the clock too low? Look at CNET. He's got behind enemy lines. Only one found. 4 seconds left. They've got to getting the spike plant down. They do. Angel and Xiao left alone in a 2v3. And do they know Xiao's position? Could he single-handedly secure the round? Could he single-handedly get Navi to map point? Will they clear him? Do they know? The fault line, they're aware. Kalantin on the swing.
Nice banget stunnya, anjir.
Left by himself.
Still tough to flush him out, and he's repositioning.
That glowing Vandal's gonna have to find so much more value, and it just can't. A 3K from Kawanzi and Loud get to 7.
On a round where they threw everything at it, though. Talk about Navi doing things perfectly. That round, they
Essen sih gue pengen lihat sih, seru sih Essen
a
nih.
little too low for my comfort, and finally we're gonna get a timeout because of it. Shocking. I don't think Navi expected the breach ult to come in at all, especially with the lockdown in play, thinking that there's no way they try to close the gap against it. But that's just used to
Ulti Fest
delay.
jadi kelihatan bang ya juga ya.
That's what happens. You get slapped in the face.
We talked about how nice the exec looked at from Navi, but you're right. Ball of the counter punch that Loud threw was just so clean. And that gets us to the position, as you were just mentioning, where Navi finally invests the first time out that they've had to all map.
Yep. For reference, both teams get 2 timeouts throughout the
Ya,
entire
Fresh
map.
Jonas
Unless it goes
live di
overtime where
TikTok
they get
juga,
one
Cok.
more, but they could use it at any point.
Baru tahu gue guys.
Remember, we talked when Loud elapsed and used their second earlier on. This does give a chance for Fraud, the legendary coach on Loud, to get back into his team's comms and start to encourage them. And I'm seeing Aspas pick up an op right now on my screen, so Navi are gonna start to have to answer questions.
Tapi kalau view orang beli mendingan tuh sih bang udah kayak rame. Iya sih. Jelas.
As it still is within 4 here. It's very much a possibility.
Very much possibility.
Again, you take a quick look at the scoreboard, and you would never expect, at least on Navi, what you're seeing. I had no idea that when Cena had said in the interview earlier today that Angel was the answer. He was right.
I'm scared here for Navi. When we saw that stun earlier from Sadak into A main, we didn't see the Navi players commit into A main. This time they might just do that. Only one stun.
Bangga 2-0 biar cepat bang. Amin.
And in fact, it's the opposite now. I think Kalanzin is in danger of getting trapped.
It's such a really nice setup to get a main control, but you're right, now that that is dissipated, what do they do with it? The dart, the dash, and the suck.
It just broke the setup, the crossfire.
Gak nonton sayang, tapi kalau nonton ngantuk. Iya nih, makanya nih. Emang nih. Map ini tuh nggak bisa kata-kata banyak, ngantuk iya, tapi nggak ditonton seru gitu.
We've all seen, especially in the good old glory days of Pearl before Viper Harbor, how much influence this cosmic divide can have on the B site. Just having it, how that has to change your setup for Loud.
Fade utility cleared out, and Navi seeming like they're bunching up and getting ready to strike towards A. So get to the late lurk. Angel has his dart online. Keep an eye on that. The drone's the first thing out. You see the cloud burst. The knife back sight to make sure no one's back there, and you see the dart lit up too easy. He had no shot.
Aspas. Operator naga nih.
Still lost and the spike is still planted.
Oh, Angel's dead.
You're right, but seen it once again with the counter, the blades. Find success. How do Loud get into this? Perhaps waiting for the cosmic divide to expire before they pounce. The flash and the haunt to provide some cover, still cleared though.
CNET needs to get value off of Xiao's life. In fact, Xiao finds the time to get out, so. That's a spam from Sonic, he just jumps up.
That is outrageous. Xiao hasn't had a clutch moment for a while. He very well maybe do that gravity wall, gets the first, the second.
Aduh, hampir.
Was so close, but just.
Aduh ya, jangan seri lah, lama kali loh.
As Loud get another.
Kalau lo dapat map ini sih kalah sih udah sih kayaknya.
Plenty of time to spare. The patience there pays off.
Kalau mau 2-1 ini harus ambil dulu, Cok.
And you imagine despair possibly setting into the camp of Navi. Couple of rounds lost, control not maintained.
How many times have we seen this aftershock takedown play? That is nasty from Sadak.
He didn't see a barrel. He didn't see anything. That was just
That's just not fair, man.
Baru 11 nih anjing ya. Iko dong mereka. Navi.
And that could have changed everything too. Instead leaves Xiao in a 1v3. Now again, Aspas going quick for this push. The stun misses. Any targets that he might have, but it clears the way for him to get this peak all the way top mid.
Such a nice setup in case anyone was close. Oh! Angel counting his lucky stars there.
Habis ini map apa? Wih. Tiba-tiba lot jadi panas banget anjing.
For the rest of the round. Another proper heater of a shot out from Sadak.
What is going on with the two IGLs today? Both of them taking such risky moments there. Sadak, of course, was
Gila,
not
Sugetsu.
expecting this at all.
No, blindsided. And you question how he got there because there's an alarm bot on the other
A
side.
knife there. He's always playing backside lesses, so he's very targetable by Zippon.
And they're going to push that backside that you were just mentioning. Targeted with utility, targeted with the Bulldog.
And this has already been a problem for Loud in the last round where Navi hit that B site. He got suppressed, was not able to pop the Nano Swarm for the players to push him backside. So he lost control of that now. Leaves his team again in a 3v4.
Navi playing tight on site too. Not
Tiga,
playing
tiga,
for this
tiga.
long play.
And again, we
Empat lawan
have
tiga
this
nih.
cosmic divide, but everybody playing in front of it like you just mentioned.
They just handed the op over into Tui's hands. Aspas is going to want to make a play here. He's dropped down below.
Buset, dapat lagi Angel loh.
Angel was wise to it. Just 2 remaining for Loud. And a 2v3. Make that 1. Tui's has to save the op. He's got to get out. Navi are going to get to map point.
Okay, main point guys.
And a big blunder there from Loud, despite even having some success in the early round.
Guys, kok tiba-tiba lagi nobar nih guys, lagi nobar. Tiba-tiba nih guys ya. Sebab gue kayak gini guys, gue merem. Kalian apa yang akan kalian lakukan guys?
And then Sadak too.
Apa yang akan kalian lakukan supaya gue bangun?
Knife suppressing less. And nobody calling it out that they could be down mid. It's just crazy.
Oh, that hurts so much to look at a second time. Easy
Dari
now.
media siar babi.
Tech pauses here, Les.
Contoh sampai ke bang, gua repot channel lu bang. Bang ajar.
No ult currently in
Karena
play, but
gua
Angel's
ganti
close
lagi
to
kayaknya
his.
sini harus.
Again, retake is possible here from Loud. And they're just trying to get these peaks from Aspas over and over.
Yeah.
Kayaknya 3 map deh feeling
Recall
gue nih.
Star actually forces him back. Angel's going to find these 2 players pushing as well, which might end up pushing them into Aspas, but he didn't spot the jet.
Navi are going to push into Art.
These timings. It's what won them the last round. This time they're going one through Art. Calvin Scene cannot get picked.
He was by himself too. There's really no setup here unless he takes a step back and there's a cross with
Damn.
Tui's. And there it is. CNET falling, spamming through the smoke is Tui's as he looks for another, but the counter from Zippon is clean. They're trying to touch
Ya, lari-lari aja lu berdua.
Kawanzin stops him in their tracks. 2 remain for Navi and Angel and Xiao. Spike still in hand, and there's an abundance of money for Xiao, but Angel not nearly as fortunate.
He can't peek here too because Aspas is on the angle. He has to give it all to Xiao. There now he can. With that smoke getting put off, it cuts off Aspas's angle.
Do they go forward here? 35 seconds left. Just a pixel.
30 seconds.
This start, they might spam.
That Nightfall is going to get a lot of info.
And they spam the Prowlers here if there's any left. No, none from Kawanzin.
There's nothing to follow up behind that ult. If you're allowed here, you want to get out of this, investing as little as possible. You've already dropped the Nightfall. You want to keep the lockdown if you can. 13 seconds left.
Duh, Angel hampir dapat.
Falls apart. That 2v4 was just too much. Kawanzin with a massive round to get Loud to 9.
I mean, look in that replay too. Kawanzin's timing could not have
Santai
been more
senderan.
perfect on that chase down. Look, there was the Sadak
Santai
aftershock
senderan
behind
dan
it. They think
pura-pura
that
untuk
nobody's gonna
menonton.
push through, but he's ahead of it by just a second.
He had 12 HP when he pushed into that too.
Yeah, imagine that goes wrong.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we're seeing Navi with advantage, and Kawanzin life given and taken away from his
Itu
own
pusing gak sih?
teammate.
Enggak sih kalau di bawah leher mah nggak apa-apa, bawah leher.
This is a weird buy here from Navi. They walked in the stun 3 players. Thankfully, they got that Hond. Otherwise, they would have gotten sprayed down. No follow-up, though.
I mean, they've done that at the beginning of every round.
Yes. It's like Navi forget about the conditioning that has come through, but also maybe just defying it, knowing it's never amounted to an actual push. It's always been for control only.
It just feels like blatant disrespect, I agree.
Siapin selimut dulu bang, jangan biar kebangun makanya kedinginan ntar.
That's where they're walking towards right now.
Kan turnamen Valonya di negara mana? Di Los Angeles, Amerika Serikat.
Confident in their
USA.
split, so
Wah, OP
have to
itu
see
cowok
if it
depan
becomes a
cowok.
thing.
Also note Les's positioning. You mentioned a couple of rounds ago he had been normally playing backside. This time shouldering towards mid.
Oh, that took down the alarm bot right there. With the Hunter's Fury, that's a dash forward from CNET.
The knife to make sure no one's around, but now you're not going to have that for the counter on the lockdown.
Aspas is real in trouble right now. 2 players pushing down B long and also through street, but he's still gonna get it.
He's
Ya,
got
cuma
plays and
satu.
instantly dropped as soon as they were popped.
Rugi cuma satu,
Stun
guys.
here keeps him back for now. They need to recover the spike and get onto it.
Cenit's stuck. He's dead. There's no way out, but he's got it covered.
Hello?
He's got freaking Secret Service detail.
Hello?
And they're never gonna catch him. He's just on the other side of the wall. But Kawanzin and Sadak stabilize. Can Seagate do it by himself? A 1v1. 8 seconds left. Spike out of hand. 5 HP. The shot's not landing the first time or the second.
No time.
And there's just no time.
Gak jelas banget.
Holy smokes.
Kenapa nggak Aspas ngumpet aja ya?
That was close. That could have been it. Navi could have ended it right there.
Kenapa Aspas nggak ngumpet,
For
Cok?
so long, could have killed him.
Sinet nggak ngumpet, kenapa
I
ya
don't even
Sinet?
know if that would have changed the situation.
No, I don't think so. Given how it played out, probably
Apa
not.
keluar anjing dia?
God.
Dude, it's mad to me that both of these teams are playing on knife's edges and everyone is smiling on the stage or behind the scenes. We're out here losing our minds.
Well, this map one, listen, we got a long way to go. Back into it. And right away, Angel's gonna try to push off Aspas from this op angle.
Dude, that drone is so nice. Given that Aspas would be holding the lower angle, it gets such a high vantage point.
And he switches it up quite often. Look at this, Tui's playing in the smoke. That actually caused them trouble when they're trying to attack into Navi.
Meanwhile, keep an eye on this trap. If they decide to go towards Link, you've got the alarm bot crossfire from Les and Sadak.
As that smoke falls, they use that Prowler. You're absolutely right. He buys time for this fault line to come back up too. They could definitely have a trap play. And they're re-clearing both sides at the same time in A main. Angel!
I mean, half a second. The only thing separating life from death for Angel, for Navi.
And it's the 2 new players too going for a proactive play. They've got more coming.
Look at how far up Kawanzin is. You're right, Tui's is there with them. That 1-2 punch. It's a devastating duo, and can it clean them up? Seeing it top stabilizes for now, but now it's less. You thought you dealt with it all.
30 seconds left.
But there's more on the other side, and Les's timing is going to be gorgeous. There's no idea. They have no idea, but the pixel betrays them. A regress from Seagate.
All he needs to do is just buy time now. They're going to go into Aspas.
It's just contain. It's just contain. Walking into the slaughter is Seagate as he cannot find the space he needs.
Jangan OT lah.
Come on, get me in the line of fire.
Down to 1, and on your screen you see it. Navi feels the pressure right here.
I mean, what a timing.
What a call as well from Navi to try to come back into this, but Kawanzin and Tui's just shut it right down. There's no play. Navi says, yeah, they got 2. Let's make sure that we clear back that space, get those 2 players down. And it just does not work.
OT nih bang, aduh.
Feels
Baru
like they got
mulai
the killer
udah
instinct.
OT,
You
guys.
saw Tui's in that game against Liquid really turn up for his team.
Yeah.
And here again, the same thing. The thing about this timeout, guys, that I want you to note is Navi is dead broke. They've got no economy. Guardians, Judges being bought up right now. So it's got to be a rabbit pulled out of the hat here. Magic needs to be made.
What's the old
Perebutan
situation?
masuk playoff, betul.
They've got some good ones to take the sites, but good ones in response from Loud as well.
Sure.
As we see him again.
Betul sekali, tapi aku
We'll note them.
mengantuk.
There's a
Bagaimana
lockdown here, that's
ini?
easy. No command 2, CNED has his knives, so the economy might not hurt as much, but that breach ult, we saw the effects of it when the clock winded down. That was a 1 round.
And I mean, given the fact that Cena just blades into Judge, I can't imagine they want to go slow. They're going to want to go slow, but we'll see how things play out. As Loud 1 round away from taking us to OT. And Navi, who held control for so long, find themselves on the receiving side of losing 5 of the last 6.
I'm looking at Aspas' position for the first time. He's going away from B here to play with Kawanzin and Tui's.
Help them up. I mean, Kawanzin is 1 point away from having the Nightfall. If they have that and the Rolling Thunder.
Xiao 1 point off of his too. On the other side of the map though, can't recover the orb. So much into
3
this.
ulti lawan 3 ulti, guys.
CNED's Blades and Sadak's fault line. I'm surprised he's held on to it.
they're gonna stay on this. He's gonna stay back sight here, hope that no mollies come into his position to keep him away and cancel this lockdown. Oh no!
Oh, he's got to get away. He's stuck. He can't find a way out, and he's dead.
He forgot about the knife. A crucial mistake that Loud have made before, and that might have costed them the map.
Les on the counter. Kawanzine has arrived with Nightfall, but the Cosmic Divide defines a great line. How do they reinvent their exit through this?
Can't spam now, but Molly's coming in. Angel might give up his life for Zip-Ons. Still time, though. And they planted the spike in the meantime.
So costly, there it is on the res, but Tui's has an ult of his own. They bring him back to life. They've got the Nightfall that they're going to invest, and that's going to just cause so much chaos on the site. The flash from out into heaven, and you see both ults used, dissecting everything. One finally dissipating. Aspas pushing forward, op in hand. Do they dare peek on the other side of the wall? Now they funnel out, it's a flood.
Time running short.
Navi trying to hang on to the control of the situation. It's a 3v2, less than Tui's, the youngsters. The young bucks, can they do it themselves at 2v2? It's all on to Les. 89 HP, the first found, but no idea of the second. Time running short, the gravity well will certainly seal it.
1-0 untuk Navi.
Somehow maintain control and take map 1.
What a way to end this game. Both teams waking up at the end of the map. And Navi will maintain a very solid record on this Pearl.
What a freaking banger of a map, man.
Gila seru banget, Cok. Round terakhir doang seru guys anjing. Biasanya kurang. Si pindah circle di sini ya. Nggak pernah ke ini kita lagi. Oke. Baru pada gerasa gerusuk, coy. Iya anjir. Oke. Nggak pernah ke Discord kita lagi. Oke. Ini live apa, guys? Lagi live.
Tetap aku saranin buat baca kalau emang nggak ini. Menjadi individualisme itu penting nggak sih? Individualisme tuh yang kayak apa ya? Maksudnya mentingin diri sendiri gitu kan?
Sambil dengerin lagu Mozart bang biar gak ngantuk. Kotak Paperrex masih lama nggak? Masih. Only climb kapan bang? Secepatnya ya. Aku tidak tahu harus nonton apa ini nih.
Arby Yoru.
No.
Can I play Sage? Yeah, play what you want. I go. I don't know. Jason, my deadlock. I go deadlock.
Okay.
Guys, we go all Sentinel. Let's go.
Huh?
Two
What do you say?
Sentinel. 5 Sentinel.
Webpres yang baru gue udah nonton guys.
Let's go. One smoke. I go extra.
Really?
Okay. Really? I go chamber. Okay, easy. New meta, guys. Omen, Omen. Show them new meta. Ah, they have good comp, guys.
Oh, GG.
You show them Apex gameplay.
Come show them Apex no brain game.
Anjing Stevie udah 500 coy levelnya.
Branded gameplay.
What the fuck am I playing against?
What is this?
How did they have these? How did they have these players and no duelists?
We won.
Who's gratuity?
What the vibe?
One car, I go A.
Reloading.
What's it doing?
What is You hold.
It's going you hold?
Yeah.
I go have. Enemy smoke A. I think coming A. Fail. Plan. Can you go in seat? I go heaven.
Smoke showers. 3, 2, 1, smoke.
Go together. 3, 2, 1.
lot
I can stun you all. I can stun you all. Ready?
One trap.
Wait.
One trap. You all.
Stun you all now. Stun.
Left. Shower.
아군이 한명 남았습니다.
10 gifted sub.
Oh.
RB. Almost.
Cal, go short A, I'm rolling up for you. Come short A, get out of you all. Marito's dropping it too, we have to hide.
One short, one bunch.
Talk now. One U-haul.
I hit it.
U-haul. No?
You all lost.
Run this kid down.
Damn!
Oh!
Not even close. Not even fucking close.
This guy got nothing on us, bro. He got nothing on us.
Dia memang udah kayak robot main Valorant emang iya.
Two shower. Oh wait, he's so fast.
What are you doing,
개빠르니?
Moki?
He's so fast, shower. What the fuck?
Cepet banget anjing. Pakai apa udah lompat pakai ini juga anjir, pakai apa sih? Tim Beacon anjing.
Could be pushed all the way through caution.
You want a big short together?
Yep, wait.
I made noise shower.
Hold that.
Pick it down.
I'm swinging this.
One more. Nice.
Let's go B.
I'm stunned.
Three showers, sky and late break.
Nice.
More close, Jason. Nice stun. Wait.
Last side.
Apple. Oh no, he peek, Jason. Going B, guys. Running B. Why am I not talking? He is.
Spike planted.
Yeah.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
anjir.
Hey,
Scream.
Djaja, you throwing? Why are you throwing?
Djaja is thrower,
Not
man.
me.
Yeah. Why toxic me, bullion?
Careful, A shot can work. Okay.
Nice, I go B. Short bounce. Up.
How many?
Wait for me. Any smoke coming? Oh, nice shot.
No bullet.
원카. I think coming.
Nice long.
Tell me ready, I can throw some mollies.
Go ahead.
Outside.
Down.
They changed the HUD.
What?
Let's reset.
MSI.
I'm gonna nuke the corner. Smoke off there, can we freeze?
Yeah, backside.
Backside, let's go.
Wah, tidur bang. Waduh.
Wanna walk out? Keep it close off.
Let's just freeze, no, just wait for the
Okay.
smokes to fade.
Yeah.
Just wait. Can we just wait? Stop fighting, Cal, stop fighting, cut noise for like 20 seconds.
Can you heal me?
Yep, sure. One Birong was race. I'm take gun. I go take gun. Try.
Ya sebenernya sering main sama siapa? Sama Sandy sebenarnya sih. Sandy Rijat.
One Birong. Two.
I think friend. Is there.
What the fuck?
Easy.
Tip.
Two TP. 바이퍼로. 그냥 둘 다 오냐?
Coming.
적군이 한명 남았습니다.
히스로.
Anjing.
Wait.
No escape.
Wait, unleash.
Or shower. Two. So many shower. I go my enemy snake there.
Barrier deployed.
I go you home. Enemy remove.
Oh shit, I misclicked.
Pull them to their grave.
I hit him. He's dead.
Nice, good job. Wait.
They deadlock walled shower.
Okay. I'm gonna grab orb.
Yes. Can someone pick up short A, please?
Break. Are you at me? Oh, fucking
Push,
way.
push, minus 120. 120 on Astra.
Astra ran away.
I know exactly.
Seru banget ya kalau udah kenal-kenal gitu guys ya. Kayak bercandanya tuh masih masuk tuh.
Let me contact the bay here. Astra's 120 on B. I think they're gonna rotate there.
Cypher's here, let's trip.
I got 2 flashes. I can get info U-haul.
Muah.
I'll go U-haul until you close left. There's a trip. I'm gonna crouch under it. It's crouch I think. Crouch under it. He has a cam on U-haul. Don't.
You guys can crouch to U-haul.
You wanna just smoke here maybe and then or no?
30
Just go. Just walk. Just continue walk. Just walk.
Cam through.
Fire showers.
Flashing deep.
Drop in front of you.
Showers and spawn in heaven.
Remember, there's a trip short A.
Udah mulai.
Yeah, more showers.
Belum, belum. Santai, bro. Seru nih.
Nice. Cypher's outside somewhere.
Showers.
Okay, should be.
Outside. Triple ready.
Nice. Oh, you have ult. Flash and 10.
Motherfuckers off. We know that.
Found one.
Nice, Dan.
No, that's it.
Wait, you guys are franchise?
Who's this guy think he's peeking, bro? I'm really about to ult chat right now.
Wait, which one?
Need that back.
What's on B?
Showers. Wait, showers.
Blocking
In ready.
That work.
I'm dipping B.
I go you ho.
Sky was outside showers.
Jason dapat 1, Cok.
He saw me. Okay, 2 here. Viper and Chamber.
Go back. I go B.
I will pick shower.
One enemy remaining.
Abang, let's go, Abang.
Spike down A.
Let's go. I go heaven. Enemy have Piper.
Anjay.
3
More shower.
shower.
처리했어. 궁극기 준비
One you
완료.
hop. 2 you hop.
아군이 한 명 남았습니다.
I'm safe.
너의 눈.
Yo, Jason, why? Yo,
죄송합니다.
why trolling? Yo, please, yo.
Yo, beli ya.
Sorry.
Thanks for the 20
We have to win this for Apex.
I take 5 to 15%.
Dia nyanyi anjing.
Depending on the food. No, I think there's minimum, no? There's a minimum 15%.
Hey, extra.
Lapar nggak? Baru makan tadi.
What?
Can you focus? Don't throw extra.
Extra.
What is wrong?
It's on your feet.
Throwing next.
No, smoke.
Nothing
Well,
wrong.
I go push more. Let's go push. Jing.
Nothing.
Yep.
Good riddance.
Oh, it is behind me.
We gotta cancel.
Chamber just trip showers. Chamber just trip showers.
I think we should just go into B pop. Can we just 5 minutes?
You still back. Back. Nice. This motherfucker, dude. Nice, good up.
My TP.
Wait, might be a guy long.
Oke.
Push through.
They just rotated off.
Jenis sama ya? Oh sama, Cok. Beda ini Fate sama ini doang.
You just fake it. You have to switch CT and actually fake this. It's trips down. We're good. His trip just went back up.
I'm gonna smoke heaven only.
Hold my heaven, walk out. Like,
Yes, I have it.
okay?
I think I just saw him in the heaven smoke.
He's out.
Ah!
80, nice. Spawn, 100% spawn, 100%. Going
Fuck heaven.
Already have it.
He stepped
I need
heaven.
to get off this.
Dude, whole heaven, he has full heaven.
Oh, have it, ready.
Player standing.
Mulainya
One
mana?
enemy remaining.
Easy. Oh, nice. Easy. Nice.
I go long.
I give
Jay, start here.
Shower.
They have remote, Jay. Can't do that.
Nothing.
Di mana Bang? Ulin Bang. Paperrex dong.
Coming
Bye,
away.
Jay.
Holy shit, I'm
Yo,
low.
ult now like this, Jay.
I'm dying. What the fuck?
What the fuck is this out?
Wait, it's not so bad, right?
They didn't have anything cooked up.
Alright.
This is the
Map 2, Essen. Apakah Loud bisa mendapatkan mapnya sendiri? Ataukah Navi lebih kuat ya guys ya?
Space in this situation and dealing with that combination makes it very unorthodox to play against, but one we haven't seen. We haven't seen Loud go up against them. In the past, you would have expected this to be a massive battleground for these two teams, but they just have not tested each other until now.
Unexplored waters between these two. Juggernauts finally clashing, this time with the stakes as high as
Udah
they've
kapan
ever
Tentok
been.
bisa dipakai bang? Kayaknya udah bisa, cuman nggak ada yang pakai aja guys, susah kali.
Now, it seems like they're going to want to split into
Dapat
a
les.
lot of the teeth of what Navi have on defense, but Zipham's the first to fall.
And Knife did not get the killjoy, so they still have those nanos available if they end up pouncing here. Angel did use his smoke. He's going to try to peek over towards A main, maybe get something into tree. But the rotate's getting pulled right now. And Louder working this very well against Navi.
A little bit of a deep smoke. As another counter, allowing CNED and Angel to both drop out from heaven. No real idea of what's up there. He's got the dash proc, instantly has to reposition, 67 HP, looking for another angle. Finding comfort in the confines of the
anjing.
smoke. CNED with the second, very clean. I mean, this 1-2 punch of CNED and Angel
Anjing.
might have just secured the round. They've gotten almost all of them. Holy Les! Oh, he had to get one more, and he just wasn't able to do it. The high ground
Gila,
was too
Cok, CNED,
much.
Cok.
Navi get the pistol, but fireworks out of the gate.
I was going to say, Angel and CNED saving them, but at the end of the day, it's Xiao. He came out fast through heaven there. Clean up that final kill, and good movement too, because if he falls, all of a sudden you have to play this little footsie game. Which, honestly, is how the round started too. Both these teams, after they got that initial pick in mid, waiting for smoke.
Lagi wangi amat Navi nih guys.
Playing with the dashes.
Out di kandang-kandang ini kayak nih.
Just looking and waiting for the teams to lose track of exactly what's going on the site. Well done from Navi.
Aspas pakai ini mulu ya.
To allow that to happen, those couple kills from CNED, huge.
Marsal.
On the other side of things too, very reminiscent of what we saw on Pearl. Les with a hot start, but the pistol lost. We'll see how they can convert. Aspas once again with the Marshall.
Yeah, early in these games, the Des touched on Les's performance at the beginning of Pearl 2. And overall, it felt like he was the guy trying to will them back into that map. Give them some energy. And it looked like a cohesive unit at the end, but at the beginning it was slow going. Trying to get their bearings about the game plan ahead of them. See if that same thing begins, because that would be real bad when you need every attack round you can get on this.
CNED looking for the challenge on the second. Sonic is bold to face. A little damage dealt. Angel's position here could be really nice. The first couple of shots are errant. He has to take a step back.
Asen lot kuat sih dari kemarin-kemarin turnamen sebelumnya. Kita lihat aja guys ya.
No pressure. He had on this killjoy setup, and Zipon's knife is perfectly timed. Still not quite sure exactly what Louder doing though. And you're looking to see CNED actually spot into mid right now. Just because Angel and Xiao are actually really up close here. They could fall, and if they fall, that's two guns that are easily given back.
Scoop-upable, some might say, but I mean, it's just Loud that's getting picked to shreds.
Yeah, it's a tough setup to break, but very risky one to go at anyways. And we're not going to see that magic.
Gila, Angel dapat 3 bro. Boleh Angel nih.
It's a prime gaming flawless instead from
Aku
Navi.
sih pengen nonton bang. Aku
But I do
sama, aku
think
juga
as much as things
ngantuk.
change, there are a couple of things that remain the same. And much like we talked about Les and his hot start on map 1, we've got to talk about Angel's hot start on map 2. I mean, you imagine sometimes there flashes in the pan for the guy, and you go, well, that's not sustainable, right? You know you can't do that again, but it's an excellent start for the IGL.
Well, I think it is. People always describe it feast or famine.
Yeah.
And it's because specifically here, the LCQ run on this map.
By round kalau kalah lagi sih bahaya ya Laut ya.
In this instance, here so far, not so much. And starting on the defense, I think, is a different story.
Yeah, he's the one eating now.
Oh, early peek from CNED. Doesn't get any damage done to him, but does do a little to Sadak. A risky peek, and I think Sadak's going to try to clear up mid,
Midnya
knowing
bolong
where
terus,
the
guys.
jet is. But there might be a trap here.
What's across? There's really nothing else on the other side. I mean, even if Xiao swings, he has to wait a little bit for reinforcements to arrive and spawn, which they've just now done.
Well, don't forget, too, Angel could have flashed at any moment from tree. And they will re-clear and go down mid right now. This is crazy. In the mid round.
Oh my gosh, CNED. Les tried countering at just the right time, but he was overwhelmed.
Tuh kan.
I mean, what is
Mulai
that
di
from
aspas
CNED?
deh.
It felt like 3 bullets. Sprayed wildly. Oh my god.
Hello. Talk about wild, talk about aggressive, ambitious. And bold, but perhaps it's enough. Only one found, and oddly enough, it was the person behind. CNET still with 3 in the other round for Navi. The bonus secured.
Gotta see that from CNET again.
Yeah.
It felt like 3 bullet shot, not aimed at the second.
GG sini mah, Cok. Navi lagi panas, Cok, anjing.
Look at this.
Itu bantingan peluru ketiga itu kena anjir.
It's beautiful. That's just crazy from the Turk. And that's a bonus converted from Navi. That's a huge momentum swing. Loud need to. Again, it's so difficult to stay in this map if you're not going to start accruing a few attack rounds. And they need to come at some point.
I mean, given how this map plays, sometimes it feels like 4 rounds on attack is a win.
Especially when you have a little bit more standard of comps.
Yeah.
When you're not playing with any of the Viper or anything like that, which did come and go out of the meta. Shadows traveling. Talk about abandoning ideas too. Loud instantly after that one game they played against DRX, abandoning the breach comp that they tried. Look at this, they're getting aggressive again on Cat. Aspas here.
Oh, the paranoia was so good. I mean, that's the only thing that saved his life.
Yeah, he didn't know how close they were either. Because he could have seen them for sure. Seen
Oke,
them
dua
still
low,
dueling
guys.
in mid.
The alarm bot is
Susah
still
banget ya nge-kill
wants to take a step
Rifty lah
back.
padahal.
He can reposition and know there's still cover with utility.
Oh,
no way.
That turret's
Yeah,
not to be able to get
Rifty.
timing, but for a second there, it looked like Sugetsu might get picked off by less. But it's passive from him. That looks like it's pointed at him.
Yeah. It looks like it's just staring. You're right.
30 seconds left.
The alarm bot spotting mid. The turret cleared. The door follows too. You only got 2 members from Navi back site. If Loud want to make a run at this with the pistols that they have in the Stinger and Tui's hands, they're going to have to do so with some ferocious velocity. Because reinforcements for Navi are coming. The defense has started to rotate through spawn. They're starting to feel some of the pressure. 10 seconds left, and the spike still isn't fully out on site. That flash is so good out from Zipan, man. How do they get through this? The sheriffs are working. Sugetsu feeling some of the pressure. The spike now
Hampir, gue kira kalah, Cok. Gue kira kalah, Cok.
They still get all the damage done. Though from Loud, and remember that was an eco. That was just a couple of sheriffs spot up. So they still, I mean, despite the fact that this momentum's growing for Navi, despite the fact that that scoreline is growing, that bank will take a hit there. So that's a success in my book.
Oh, emang lagi bau ya. Bau banget ya Sulis ya. Anjing kalah mulu, Cok. Jarang-jarang gue liat lot begini loh. Biasa mainnya ngeri,
Operator
Cok.
in the hands of CNET. 8-2 right now for the start from Navi. He's got blades to work with too. Oh, that high-low. I mean, that high-low and the one-way is just too much. He's just not able to find any value. As Loud barrel through the defenses of Navi.
CNET's trying to re-peek into this. He's so active, but the drone's still up, and he's tagged by it.
Laughing in the face of danger. Pure disrespect.
He bought time, though, for Shao to get on site.
Aspas falling. Shao with a really nice haunt.
That's an instant pop there. They're going to use the Hunter's Fury to get him out of that position.
Shao's dead. Shao's so dead.
So all that work for nothing.
Sugetsu's gone re-aggressing, and he might find the timing on less. He's going to find the timing on the flank. They bowled that utility out, and Sugetsu almost gets a second.
But Tui's TP still maintains the space. They just got to get through, and they do.
Sayang OP-nya tidak dapat.
I mean, chaos ensuing in round 5, but Loud finally on the board.
OP lagi katanya. OP lagi, bos.
That's how the round was drawn up.
No, I don't think so. I mean, what do you even choose to replay from that round?
I know, right? I do want to bring attention to Kawenzine again there. Taking a duel against Angel. That's the first duel. Kawenzine was 4-0 on first kills to first deaths when he was playing the Fade in the last map. And if he could continue that, that's the sort of thing that you look for some extra success as they push me.
Holy aggression. I mean, the Haunt found everyone. Fortunate for them, it was just 1 kill.
Yeah, but it's gained so much space in mid at the same time. Smoke and tiles.
I mean, look at this crossfire. Sugetsu's here. Les is dead. They had seen it to help in case things got too messy, and that Nightbolt's going to hit them all. The C's too, they've got the Prowlers. They can't get out.
They're so low.
They're so heavily suffocated by
Wah,
Navi.
gila.
The defense does
Apa
not
sih ini?
relent as Navi get 5.
And the final kill there, Sinet spamming his knives.
Apa ulti tuh anjing, 2 ulti, 3 ulti ya?
The combination there of the C's and that Nightfall decays them so much that everybody running out on site is 1 HP, despite not taking any damage up to that point. Just temporary damage, that's crazy.
Simple nggak main, simple anjing.
You don't really calculate into the value of fade and
Emang Simple masih jago list di CS2, apa udah turun?
It's not one that you think of very often.
Yeah.
And it feels like once again we're in this position where Loud early in the game need
Enggak
to
di CS, di CS. CSGO.
what the game plan is. And
CSGO emang Simple masih berjaya, apa ada yang udah berjaya lagi?
But I think in this case, NAVI has been so proactive on the map. CNET especially, floating so much, reclearing so much, especially in that last round, right? That dive into A main, that draws so much attention that they just walk down.
Masih gendong NAVI bang, masih ya Simple ya anjing.
And they're so focused on Zipan pushing and reclearing that space that there's nobody really to trade.
Tapi temannya tim baru, timnya baru semua pada pindah. Oh.
That you can't really deal with. As a game plan adjustment. You just need to call out the signs.
Oh, ini Monesi bang, sekarang Monesi siapa tuh Monesi? Mirip-mirip dia gitu guys. Wah ini sih, ini kalau cuma bisa dapat 3 ini berat guys.
Almost useless in some cases because they might not.
Soalnya kayak gimana ya? Kayak dapat apa sih? Kalau lu 93 pistol lu harus menang. Kalau lu kalah pistol bahaya.
From Loud, 3 rifles. Excuse me, plus the Guardian too, makes this still a very dangerous round.
I mean, what a cool setup. They had the paranoia out from B, the dash in towards B, and the flash from out tree from Zipan.
Yeah, and it's trying to go deep enough that it's the looking at the players. So he's basically flashing them from behind.
It's different variation on this Shark's attack pounce, but the thing is, it was just Les who was over there. He's already fallen. The rest of Loud towards A. Aspas is already out on site. He's going to have to turn that flash. They know where he is. Epic leads him up. And it's once again a slaughter.
Gila, flawless lagi, Cok.
Flawless through for NAVI.
This is where I was afraid of in this map pool. Both of these maps, it feels like NAVI has taken advantage of a Loud squad that has lost confidence in their identity on these specific maps. Ascent is no different. It's a place where they lost many times recently, where it used to be their home ground. It used to be their old reliable. It used to be the one where they
kenapa nih Colot? Masa terseok-seok guys di grup stack anjing.
CNED, early challenge, has to dash away.
And these are things that are difficult. Again, I'm saying, CNET constantly peeking places and never getting punished for it. So you have to be very careful how you approach the center of the map. Or any extremities at all. That's causing so much labored efforts in their defaults.
Oh, NAVI Junior udah ke G2 masih 18 tahun, anjir. Masalah main CS ya.
Looks like counting
follow aja, Cok.
something to come more out on Cat. Instead, though, NAVI is taking this opportunity to swap players. Zipan started over towards B. CNED swaps his way back towards Market. And they leave Angel alone on A for a long time here.
Lo ada kemungkinan kalau lolos, ada aja lah. Mau jelas-jelas ini lagi ke bantai, Lot, Cok.
He peeks for info right now.
He would have gotten a lot, you're right.
And he just did. He just jump spot. And that's 3 players now from NAVI, where it was a second ago, nobody except Angel. Now they're going to have everybody. Still time to pivot.
Left.
Loud desperately need to get around on the board here. Remember, on the attacking side, if you get to 4, you'll take those. Look at that deep smoke. They want to push up.
They blocked the flash, though.
They're so aggressive into this, and they have no idea that Zipan's here. And you've got CNED, who's there too. The flash out, the swing, but what? What a response from Loud. Perhaps finding comfort in desperation.
That's a big blunder there from NAVI. Might give room for Loud to get back into this game again. Zipan and CNED walked into the crossfire. Yes, there's a flash, but you're walking into a 50-50 angle.
I mean, they've just won so many of those 50-50s so far, though.
Both looking at the same direction, though. Trying to swing to help and deny the plant.
Yeah.
where Aspas just stays window. Crossfire at its most basic.
You wide swing top.
Look at that peek from Sadak. He doesn't stop running.
Couple style
Navi kenapa Navi?
And are going to draw a timeout out from Navi. Yeah, that's just Phil.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. That flash, they're running away from it already, right? The only person that's going to flash is Aspas on that angle, but he's playing in the window as an easy way to strafe away from it. And get right back on the line. So yeah, that's, to me, the first mistake in an otherwise very strong half so far from Navi. And it will cause actually a timeout here.
Aduh, gila nih, gimana nih guys?
4-round lead still for the
Gimana ini guys?
They did win map 1. They've got Loud on the ropes.
Gimana ini guys? Di
But you
popping
have to
cok.
keep in mind how the map plays. That's everything. That guy has massive biceps.
Holy.
You're a big boy.
Yeah, this Cypher Cam is fun. Put your signs up. I still can't read that.
Yeah, I can't read what that says, but I'm sure it was a good sign anyway.
My goodness. Yeah, this is tough. For Loud in particular, I think during this timeout when Navi's addressing the issues, they're comfortable, they're calm, they're collected. They've got plenty of time to still play in this series, whereas Loud, it feels like the time is ticking away. As there's only a few more rounds in this half to make anything of it. And 2 is definitely not enough. Despite how defense-sided this map can look at times, even if it's trended away from that in recent memory.
Well, given, you know, different comps that you were mentioning earlier, now we're back to more of the
Sugetsu kenapa nih Sugetsu?
standard. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. The knife takes flight, getting a little bit of info. Oh, that option.
It's a fight that CNED constantly taking. He's not exactly finding value, but he's constantly...
Ya elah, Sugetsu ngapain tapi kayak begitu.
That's right, unless the same situation gets Sugetsu. That has not been a situation where Sugetsu has died before his util pops off in this map so far. So talk about a huge advantage here. Because you have to re-bolster this B site.
CNED's really far ahead of this. He's got the op. He still has dash too. When does he proc? Les has been good. Oh, where'd he go? He disappeared.
He's going to peek off the turret. CNED knows. And the knife indicates a lot of market presence, especially spotting that it's empty. Loud, are you going to go with that info or go towards the A side?
It seems like they want to go A. That paranoia just barely out of reach from Angel. I don't think it tagged.
Oh, he's up close. Angel could completely snuff this play.
And it seems like Loud are the ones who are sniffing out what's going on the other side.
Now it's CNED's turn.
Just up by himself.
Has dash still.
Spam out through the door, and he legged Sadak 5 HP. I mean, he's beaten, he's battered, but he swings out with the classic and he's flashed. Nobody can see a thing, but CNED falls.
Wah, kenapa Navi nih anjing?
Loud established control, not just of the site, but Tui's puts his foot down mid. One can zip on, do nothing. Loud get a third.
A scramble in the final moments, but that's exactly what happens when you lose your sentinel on the B site. Early on in that one. And Les, huge in this one. What a spam onto CNED too. Somehow, some way, he was staying alive for so long. Tui's to close it out too. Feels a little inconsequential at the end of the day. But Doom Bros can't be happy about that. Specifically, Sugetsu's first death there. And they're leaving tools up here for Loud. They still have that lockdown. And Sugetsu has his, but oh, his setup is very deep spread. He's got nanos in mid, alarm bot on Cat, and a turret on B. Somehow he's keeping them all active. And he can start to play retake on both sides, despite Navi playing full 3 players on A. That shock just took down one of those nanos.
The thing is, they don't know that it's nanos. You wouldn't normally be expecting that. It's often the alarm bot that's placed there.
Slight visual cue if you're watching it, but other than that, nothing to know if you've damaged it anyways.
Right. And then somehow the opener there took a ton of damage. 17 HP left in the round. See it smoke out. The drone's going to clear full A.
And spotting the alarm bot there is key because that's not been there, remember.
Yeah. Do they push into that off of Angel's paranoia? No. Not fully convinced of what's on the other side. They're gonna fake.
Navi Sinet ngecok. Lihat Sinet nggak ngecok banget sih.
This flash is going to be a nice line and Zipon's dead. The timing awful.
The paranoia on the
Ya
other side too.
elah.
They darted through this.
Oh Navi nge-throw cok anjir. Dan 6-1 jadi 6-3 jadi 6-4 cok.
And NAVI want none of it.
My ult is ready.
Insta plant for Kaunzin, gets him his ult too, so even if the kills didn't come in, if they got that sight, got a counter against the lockdown, and once again, Loud maintaining the tools that they need to really start to balloon this. I mean, we're talking about 4 rounds on attack. They're getting there, and potentially even more.
Yeah, that's a costly gun loss from Seagate. I mean, Loud have so much money, I'm surprised they're not hunting more.
Gimana sih lawan siapa bang? Belum tahu guys bracketnya.
Yeah, you guys are fun.
We found them. The Brazilians have arrived. Xiao finds 1-2. Will he find his life?
Yeah.
Still in the next round, no.
And that's a last gun loss there.
And that was milliseconds too.
Yep.
You're right, that's a huge impact. Now be broke in this instance. Look at these entries. Quick from Aspas. And Angel's just wandering through that nade because it's not smoked. He thinks he's gonna be able to get on the angle, and all of a sudden he's in a nade. He has to push forward in that case.
Trying to catch a timing. Perhaps an unexpected one. Certainly doesn't go his way. Navi still hanging on to a 2-round lead, but Loud have awoken. We talked about this fight mid and the value that Sini could find. This time it's just a Marshall.
Where was Angel even standing there? I feel like he was on top of dice.
Xiao has this really aggressive angle.
Yeah, off the turret. That's on his right too. That's going to take contact for him.
A lot of Vlad members on the other side, but they're wise to it. They don't walk up dry. They flash the angle, and they get the space.
It's so interesting too here. I think they think that Navi might have forced up, so they're using the lockdown, but there's not much behind this.
And Xiao just playing with the inches of his life and ultimately finds his demise nonetheless. How do Navi funnel out from this? Can they funnel out from this?
Look at Les, he's gotten all the way up market too. This is a flank possible, especially with this paranoia. He could even start to run if he wants to.
Yeah, but Angel's on a flank too. Angel's on a flank, CNED's playing up on switch.
And CNED thinks he's cleared close logs right now. Instead, it's a player in the market who can end everything.
Les is gonna do it on his own, isn't he? By himself. First shot a little bit labored, but finally meets its mark. Meanwhile, Aspas joining in on it. Less than 2 on the round, the third around the wall. Sugetsu cleans it up. He's gonna have to do it on
Udah
his
pada
own.
tembakannya pada tahu nggak sih guys?
NAVI
Play-nya jelek banget.
This Loud comeback on this half is ferocious. Feels much like we saw on Pearl, but with a little bit more of a kick to
Bisanya
it.
comeback anjing.
How have we gotten to 6-5? And there's things that working that you remember from the iconic Ascent that Loud used to play consistently. Kawenzin's Odin coming into effect as well. This last round is going to be interesting.
Udah dong, jangan lama-lama 2 map aja. Gue ngantuk sumpah guys anjing. Seru sih yang map ini, cuman kayak sekarang kebalik cok. Navinya turu anjing, jadi kayak gampang banget itu sih Loud.
Instead of Aspas here, attack side up with the flash coming in. Oh! A missed shot. Angel lucky to get away with his life again. Last spot went up too as well. He's using all that bank. What is that?
I mean, when you've got that much money, it works. You see the paranoia out towards mid, trying to catch Angel, but he's going to push in front of it. Instantly tucks back, though. The ult out from Sadak, but the swing out from CNED. Angel in a massive position to make an even bigger play.
Res coming up. Zipon, can he try to deny? I love this from Aspas, getting extra space, but can't get out now.
45 HP, he dashes back. Power in the jet mobility.
crazy that all this has happened. Still 40 seconds left. Loud can pivot anywhere they want to.
Sugetsu turu parah sih Sugetsu nih anjir.
Now that Sugetsu's down, there's no KJ util on that B site despite it looking on the minimap. And they're going to commit to this A split. Tui's has a crucial job to clear A main here. And that's what they're really careful of right now.
The timing on it's interesting because they're funneling out without having fully cleared it. Maybe hoping to get your timing on someone who might be there, but Zipan with 4 HP down in hell, trying to stay alive. 10 seconds left on them to get the spike down, and it's all gone their way. Shao left in a 1v3.
Info TP to try to catch him, which dodges the knife, but they should know he's in tree.
I mean, Kawanzin's here with the Odin on the other side. Safety valves in place.
One way, just at the perfect time.
Yeah, I mean, such a frustrating situation to be in as a player. To realize there is no wiggle room. There is no way to take an advantage. It's another round for Loud, and we're tied at 6.
What an absolute shutdown at the end of this half. It has given energy to the Loud fans. It has given energy into the players right now because they look in control.
Jadi seri,
guys. Like the first time fully in this series.
We got to think about the ferocious comeback they attempted to pull off in Pearl. It was not enough. Maybe this will be. Yinsu, take it away.
Thank you very much. Guys, we have a
dia
game
lagi, si
on
Net lagi.
our hands. I got Mimi and Valen here with me, but let's take a look at the Verizon high-speed moment. This was actually the last round. The Na'Vi won. After this, Mimi was all Loud.
Immediately after this, Loud pause. They win 4 in a row, but this is a brilliant round from Na'Vi. It starts with this nice preset flash haunt combo to take A main control, and then in the mid round, they push into mid and then use this fade ult as Loud are executing to decay them all and just win off of the spam. I thought Na'Vi started out playing with this fade really well. They're showcasing why they play a little bit of a different comp than standard, but Valen, out of that timeout, it was all the way for Loud. Their timeouts have just been so effective at turning these matches around.
Yeah, and I think what was talked about in that timeout, at least from what I see, is just slowing the game down. Oftentimes Loud was kind of rushing their executes, or sometimes even playing too slow, but we saw their flow really set after that timeout. And there's a round after I can't wait to talk about because it was such good mid-rounding from Sodhawk, getting canceled on Cat with 30 seconds left and transitioning into this mid-B that was so perfect, and I think that's what gave them the momentum going into the half. But regardless, both IGLs have been playing very well actually right now, so it's exciting to see this battle continue.
Yeah, we do have a game on our hands, but also Cena versus Aspas on the Jet. We saw a little bit of it on the first map, but
RRQ kapan bang nggak masuk?
both of the impact here, Mimi, on a sense.
We absolutely are. This was dominated by CNET to start, but Aspas has been waking up for Loud, and the energy is back. For the first time in so long, it feels for Loud. The fans are out in force for them. It feels like this might be their opportunity to turn this whole series
Bang, aku sedikit lagi menonton semua pertandingan grup save VCT Champion, Bang. Apakah memakukan Bangga dan Automara, Bang?
Yeah, I can't wait to see the second
Bangga
half
sih,
now,
guys.
because they don't
Bangga
usually
sih.
start on the defense on this map internationally. So, Doug and Bala, let's see what they got for us on the attack.
I mean, Yinsu, given how the map has played out, really the whole series, we know we're going to be in for a good time. 6-6 at half. Na'Vi trying to stabilize, given the disaster of a close. They had to really clean up the first half of Ascent their ball.
This is as close as it can get. And now we flip. And Navi's attack sides can definitely have that same punch. But it's hit or miss in some instances. Look at CNET. He's been so active all series long. 2 maps where he has the ability to be that person for Na'Vi. Shock dart off the turret possible. He fires it off anyways, trying to catch Sugetsu creeping. Angel, again, I mean, this is what he does. He's first contact up mid while CNET holds his cat, really looking for something.
Which again, I mean, on most other teams, those roles are swapped.
Yes.
Right? It's CNET who's taking mid, who's trying to be first contact, where you have your controller or somebody else covering you, Cat, but this is just the Na'Vi way.
J Sport, Bang. J Sport turu.
Leaves them without a smoke.
Tidur.
There's smoke. Only a single one this round, by the way. They used it at the beginning of the round to work Angel into that position. Get that alarm bot down, get market control. And he's going to use it again, 5 seconds until the next one for spawn.
Gue sih ke B sih harusnya.
I mean, they've poked and prodded a little bit, and yeah, Aspas took some damage, but they really haven't found much else.
Yeah.
And they're going to be pushing into this 2-player setup out from Loud. I love this from Sonic, just an aid to delay, right? Not even interested in taking the fight, knowing how long Na'Vi have burned the clock.
There's 3 players on this.
It's going to be a bloodbath. They're all fighting on the site. The only two that aren't close by are the spike holders. Of course, Sina swinging around trying to find one. He does. On spots, Kawanzin up high too. It's just too much. It's just
Fix
too
landing.
much.
And it's a beautiful smoke from Tui's too. And the read on the play from him, he TP'd back off of A main, gave it up when he realized the split was coming in, got back on site, gave a smoke so that Kawanzin can flood fight and save the players on site. Sadak in this instance. Right here, look at this.
Satu-satu mah ini mah. Cok, kalau gue gak kuat tidur terus map kedua gue tidur kayaknya kecewa gak guys? Gue ngantuk ya cok.
Confusion.
Nontonnya setengah-setengah mulu ya anjing. Jadi ninja mulu ya. Ninja aku. Gue ngantuk sih sumpah.
Light armor for CNET in this too.
Mau basket ntar iya makanya coba gue mau nge-gym dulu lagi besok.
And they're fighting cautiously. Off the turret again, really making sure Sugetsu doesn't get any
Besok lah EDG, besok EDG lah.
A lot of damage done.
Nggak ada temennya guys, kalau nobar nggak ada temennya kayak ngantuk banget ya, kalau temennya masih bisa seger gitu loh. Wah kena cok.
That's massive.
Talk about finding value. Xiao just went down and he was the healthiest one of the bunch.
Yeah. I mean, this much damage early in the eco round spells disaster for it. Really reduces the chances. So all these little chip damage setups that Kawanzin is playing on this site, working really nice.
More than just a chip there on Angel.
CNET's behind him at this point.
They might pull this off. CNET's gonna have to continue to be massive.
What?
Zipan's there to help. They've gotten out onto the site. They've left Sugetsu to control B.
That's a bulldog too.
And that's where Sadak is going.
Sugetsu's completely unaware though.
He's got a classic. He's not healthy. I mean, he's dead. He's done.
Yes, still though.
Bulldog for CNET, you're right.
And the flash as well from Zipan, so they can definitely make a play off of this. Both back sight though, and that knife cancels all of that.
And the paranoia, they go in behind it, surely. You hear the nade out from Sadak, but that was a little shallow. I think that was intended to go back side. There's the flash, there's the swing, it's just one left. Can Sadak do it on his own?
Gila CNET bro.
CNET with the...
How's that just happen there? Navi sucking the energy back out of this room.
Nonton tarik pas watch party, emang iya? Dia lucu banget pas nonton EDG.
Just buying up a couple sheriffs. What is that?
And I've got to go back to the opening in the round. You think about the shock darts that came through from Kawanzin, all the damage that was dealt.
Yeah, how did they lose that round? And they even took down Angel.
Marah dia, marah dia. Pelatihnya marah guys.
From fraud last round, all of a sudden turning to frustration. Feelings echoed by the crowd right now too. Ooh. But they're gonna make an attempt at this. Les has a Vandal too. And instead, it's the eco that's finding some value early on in this one.
On both sides, yeah. I ain't just so concerned.
Djaja tarik versi cewek.
I mean, they already saw it once.
Emang iya? Apa iya? Demi apa?
Could use prowlers. Instead, without Haunt clearing bottom mid, Angel's gonna set up on Cat, insert himself. He has a Phantom. I don't think you want to go lurking by yourself.
Oh, but again, that's the Angel way. I thought he was gonna do it.
Did anybody get suppressed there by that knife? No. Throwing cross map from Sadak. That is the cue for them to go.
Les has a Vandal here, the only one that's standing. Aspas has shown up with the Marshall, currently smoked off.
Big
oh
dog.
My goodness, they're all lit up! And he preserves life! They've got a shot at this! It might just all be Les, but that might be enough! Turning the flash, looking for another, and it
Anjir, nggak mati loh!
Only Sugetsu standing! A 1v4 if he wants to win this round. And he's certainly healthy enough to do it. But he does not have enough time. He cannot ping-pong back his way into the round.
Balas Thrifty, Joe.
Thrifty comes through for Loud.
Back to back. Big rounds that should not be won. End up coming through. And we're staying as close as possible. Remember, after Loud won that pistol, that was the first lead they've had all series, and now again, bringing it back. with that thrifty round win.
And it wasn't in the kills, but the setup from Kawazin was insane.
And they bolstered their economy. So absolutely, these little things. He gets his Odin online, and they get the op online for Aspas. Let's see if he can start hitting.
Yes, he can. He's gonna get a shot at a second. Sina's dashing into his lap. He's trying to take the fight to him.
Head-to-head coming to full fruition there. CNED looking to punish. I like taking the risk on that. Again, hero buy from Navi in this instance. 2 rifles bought up, sheriffs from the rest.
Aspas nih, Cok.
Long range.
That's as clean as you could possibly ask for. But once again, another nice counter. Just 2 rifles left on the side of Navi. And one of them just hit the floor.
Drone perfectly timed as well. Does it clear market? Yes, Kawazin too aware. And in other times, CNED might have his dash to dash on that drone, but instead has to be cautious with this one.
I mean, the spike's gonna make its way out onto site.
Ooh, that's a great hunt to ping Aspas. Could have been value there for CNED.
Ya, nggak kena
He goes
CNED.
the wrong way and leaves Shao in a 1v4.
Even with the information gathered from his utility, and you have no armor, a 1v4, the flash around, he's got to take a step back, spam through the wall. As Loud get another, and that gets us 1 step closer to map 3.
2-0 kayak 2-1 pasti. Navi jelek banget attackernya, Cok.
Loud has found the state of mind, of emotion, of strategy to end up feeling like that team, that top team of Americas, the winner of Americas, runner-up at lock-in. For Sadak, for less, for Aspas, the champs of last year. I think Angel feels this kind of slipping right now. And I think the signs should have been shown way earlier in this game, in that first half.
Two ults for the defense, and they're meaningful ones at that. Meanwhile, Navi have full rifle. Shao's already taken a little bit of damage. They've taken so much space towards garage already, and they've inserted Aspas with the op.
Aspas bakalan dapat 1, guys.
Oh.
How's he even getting that?
I mean, that was so close. What? How does he know?
Itu turretnya kenapa nggak? Turretnya kenapa itu?
A costly mistake.
What's even going on there?
Either way, Navi having to find success in space elsewhere. CNED exploring mid. They're going to try to split the site up, the map up as best as they can. That's a clean shot onto Les. You've got Aspas on the other side with the op, and Charles Neddington, what was that?
He didn't even stop. Didn't use counter strafes at all.
No, he scooped up the op too. Numbers in favor of Navi. And once again, an unexpected situation.
Still very doable here from the side of
Loud. No reason not to go for it. They've got the money. They have the resources.
Oh, that dart clears all of sight. It's only one on site at Shao.
Surely you get spammed, right? Yeah, you're dead.
And now they know about the rest. What's going on here? Angel's gonna peek out.
Ill-advised. I mean, Cena trying to hold one side, but there's too much pressure coming in elsewhere. He's got blades. Does he pop them?
Do they know where he is?
Does he go?
Somewhere else?
Does he go? The op shot misses.
Apaan sih?
It's too
Navi,
late.
ngapain anjing?
Loud stabilize.
There was a chance there. It looked like somehow, some way, they ended up baiting the fact that CNED was off-site. It looked like everybody was away. But CNED does not have that info. And so he plays differently than what Loud was expecting. And he makes some noise backside. That's just crazy. I wonder if like a knife or something didn't spot him.
Navi bener banget nih, si Angel lah, si ini lah nggak bisa nembak anjing.
And Navi, Angel is not happy about that.
No, the frustration starting to mount. Again, the stakes have never been greater. On Valorant's biggest stage of the year, Navi find themselves down. Feeling Loud establish control.
Mulai saling ngeblame nih, cowok. Nggak ada yang bisa nembak tadi, cowok itu market. Tapi ketawa banget itu nggak nembak, anjir. Padahal udah menang orang, menang ini.
Where's the spoon? Is there a spoon? Hey, that's the last time out from NAVI too.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting down to it. I'm not sure if Loud's gonna allow this to go the same way that Pearl went, as close as possible.
Dude, look at the timeline. I ain't even going back into the previous half.
Yeah, they've activated, man. This is the type of stuff we saw constantly in the Americas League. A new level, a new notch for Loud. They constantly were losing maps where it felt like they shouldn't have, and they looked bad on.
And so Angel sama Sugesu kira sama, cok.
And look like gods in the next, but it's not off the back of Ospas or anything like that.
No.
Ospas still kind of slow in this game. Finally finding value out of the op, though, in multiple rounds and looking for it again.
And honestly, when you're trying to put together a championship run, that's what you want.
It's looking like NAVI want to full send on this A site without any information elsewhere on the map. As soon as this smoke fades, it's time to go.
First smoke, Sadak. That nade is going to cause a little bit of trouble, but Cena's already out. Angel has joined him, using him like a duelist.
Spike down A.
I'm looking for the timing of these no commands and the lockdown. Sadak up close. He might have just ended the round right here without using anything. Look at him go.
Sadak with 4. Give him the ace. Les steals it, but it's a prime gaming flows for Loud.
Gak jelas, anjir, nggak ada yang nge-kill, nggak ada yang nge-hit.
The leader and the veteran. Sadak, what is this? Spamming on the first. That's a ping by him. A flash to take down CNED. The teammates break the door and everything is coming in at the same time. The hot, the Sobo. I mean, that's a setup for absolute success. I feel like I've seen this before from Sadak. And they're starting to play to the crowd, finally starting to get this confidence on this stage that's been lacking in this series so far.
It's been lacking since Tokyo. But it seems like a return to form. Aspas with the op, the first shot just a bit wide. He's feeling a lot of pressure. We're in for something special here as the 1-2 punch is just too much.
Oh,
nice.
What?
That's the 1-2 punch. Where did that come from? Following up on all the kills. And they've got a free A site.
A ferocious 2K from both. Kawanzine left alone. Is he going to be able to upgrade a weapon? It's just Odin.
That's as upgraded as you can.
Yeah, I guess it is the best gun in the game. 13 seconds to his dart.
Untuk buat gue, sumpah.
He's gonna have to wait a little bit longer.
Gue kecewa sama NAVI. Gue kira dia bisa menutup dengan 2-0, ternyata nggak bisa, guys.
Which is maybe what they expect, or go back here.
The nade to dissuade. Zipman, no idea. Assassination style. He tries to snap on the second, not gonna connect. Shao saves the day with 3.
Add Zip onto the mix there. Yeah, his back was turned, but it was what felt like safely watched there from Shao down in dark. What is this? Like, how did this turn around? We thought for sure they were cleaning this up.
Oh my gosh, he almost got that third.
Tui's and Sadak were hungry running down Cat.
Yeah.
They didn't actually need that. Yes, Sadak got 1 kill, but it felt like Les and Aspas were enough in mid. Instead, they throw all their lives away. We're back into it again. NAVI all on this B side. We've seen their willingness to start really hitting these sites. And they've got the ults to do it.
I think on the defensive side too, interesting to note, Sadak bought a Judge, and it's not from lack of money. This is the play they want to make.
Oh, Zipon just used his ult. That suppresses almost everybody on the map. There's no KJ util left. Loud did not go for an anti-KJ.
And that's the important one. You imagine they're just going to give up the space and try to play retake because of the ults that they have.
Kita 5 orang, guys.
Gets away.
Oh, lockdown infested, but they're in the site anyway, so that's no longer going to be a factor. Now they have to play anti-lockdown from Les. And that's difficult when Sadak has his own no command, but only a Judge from him with 5K.
That knife from Zipman just hit Les, so they're going to have to wait even longer.
Well, Loud still have to do the first step, which is take over the front of site. Now they can play backside because he does it from spawn.
I mean, NAVI may have everything they could possibly want, and they've got Sugetsu swinging around. They're going to have to deal with him, and he's just baiting them out, man. Using himself as a carrot on a stick, dangling, drawing attention. But it may not be enough. They've gotten their way out. It's going to be a 2v2 Sonic upgrading a weapon. Zipan trying to dance around the flick, almost lands. Xiao needs to be clutch. He needs to cause problems, and he does! Xiao with the Red Bull clutch to get NAVI 9!
Xiao lagi, guys.
There's just no way! Aspas dropped his up, picked up a judge. It was the perfect weapon! And he just doesn't get the kills. How does he not get that on a Xiao? He's literally in his smoke, as close as you can be.
I mean, I would have loved to have seen Aspas POV there.
No time for that. Back in this right away.
Loud still hanging on to a 2-round lead. Sadak still with his ult. And the op for Aspas. Currently playing mid.
These death balls have been much better for Navi than any of their defaults.
Yeah.
And they're still sticking to it, but a lot less ults.
The money for them isn't great either.
Oh!
Navi have to continue to find value, and that is gorgeous.
We've seen that before from Navi. Just getting the spam off the mini-map there with the ult. It's just so perfect. And Angel's not even risking his life there.
I mean, they're essentially using it as a Yoru ult in a lot of ways.
Just crazy.
What do Loud do here? Navi trying to hang on. They have 4 members on site.
Yeah.
Just Sugetsu playing off. And the knife tagged him. So they should know where he is. The op not finding its mark. That nade is going to cause some problems. Seeing it down to 38 HP, and he's dealt with. Remember, you still have to deal with Sugetsu. And now he finds the right moment to strike. The barrage of bullets not connecting.
Ya elah, temennya kenapa sih?
Finding space. Angel having to clutch for Navi.
Ya
And he's not gonna do
ampun.
it. Loud's gonna get the defuse. They're gonna get to map point. Oh, baby.
Navi ini throwing anjing.
This is crazy. How often are we seeing these Loud retakes? I mean, outside of that 1v2 from Xiao moments ago, these Loud retakes look impossible, yet they still get down to that final member down the line. And eventually it's going to connect, even though Navi feel like they can bulldoze their way on this site almost every round. They've fallen back onto.
Aku juga kayak turu, guys.
It's not going to be fast.
And it's not going to be ferocious either. Look at their buy. Just one rifle.
It's shambles. That is an absolutely broken buy. And it's Sugetsu too, not one of the entries, not CNED, and not Angel. I don't know how he's in that category, but he is.
Not their second duelist.
He gets a kill anyways, top mid onto Aspas.
Well, hold up.
Was he jump spotting there?
That was the big one. Can they do it with odds stacked against them? Where statistics say you shouldn't be able to pull this off.
Remember, on Pearl, they were on a low by 2 and they closed out that match.
Can they defy those expectations as Sugetsu gets another?
I mean, never doubt putting your faith into Sugetsu in these moments, but that's the spike there, and Sugetsu not able to trade. Still no weapons recovered.
Tui's calm on it, able to
another kill,
but he falls. I mean, Sugetsu might ace his way into this.
Smoke behind to cover up their tracks. Les is hot on them though.
Ya, ketutup.
Kalanzine showing up, he has dart, he has 2 shocks. Odin still in play.
Weapons finally recovered for other players too.
Well, just Angel at this point. Les, what? Sugetsu with 4. The ace on the cards. As the crowd tries willing him there. Kalanzine left by himself. Just the Odin.
Antara S atau nggak bisa jadi dia kalah nih, Cok.
Around Navi was basically saving. They forced up with almost nothing. And Sugetsu with a hero vandal gets all 4 kills. And he's not going to be given the opportunity. Although I think he heard him chase him down right now. He's running into mid.
He's gone hunting. He wants it. Kalanzine wise not to re-peek. He grabbed the op. He's able to carry it into the next round. I mean, that's huge.
That might be everything. In an instance where we've just seen hero plays All attention goes to the stars. All attention goes to players like Aspas to close this game out. If that's what it's going to take, that's what it's going to take. What a round.
Yeah, Sugetsu looking to become the main character. And with a round like that, he very well may.
Look at this peak. Aspas wants it. He wants to take the fight fast. And even though we've been deathballing towards B as NAVI, they have been exploring mid in a few of these instances.
This is so bold. This is so bold. You have 2Es above from top cat.
There's nobody playing on B site right now because they're all supporting Aspas going for this kill. Lockdown now. Potentially, yeah, it's up.
The duel's gonna come through. Aspas looking the wrong way, but the snap on his zip-on is good.
Aduh. Temen banget nge-pick ya, Bang.
With deathballing, whenever you want to pivot, whenever you're not getting enough information for you to send it, you have to re-clear so much.
I mean, you're blind.
And that's why Loud is going for that play in the first place.
Complete lack of awareness and a desperate need for reconnaissance to find out what else is going on.
Bomb grenade out.
But hero plays have been made. They're going to hit this site 4 versus 3.
Can Navi stay alive?
Sadak has his ult right now with 37 seconds. He's not popping it for some reason.
Patience on it. There it is. That's the cue. They've got the lockdown to buy time.
This gets
Navi,
space deep.
Once again, burning the clock.
They forgot about the lockdown!
Sadak clears it out.
How do they get in now?
I don't think they can. It's just 3 left. There's still 2 members of Loud on site. And in very Navi fashion, they burn the clock all the way down, and maybe not a moment too soon. Less than 2 is the youngster stay alive, but Sugetsu with another massive play. Can
Sugetsu, cok.
to take us to bind.
Sugetsu gila sih anjing tadi, cok.
Creeping around, keeping his position quiet, keeping it secure, keeping it safe. And Navi wisely not giving him a fight. They're going to force him to make a play.
He's coming for it, though.
2Es, spotting just an elbow of the first. Closing the door, baiting the fight.
He might get half off that, no.
No, it's just a tap. The door's been broken. 2Es in a seemingly impossible situation. He's already gotten 1, waiting for the swing on the second. The turret, 7 bullets. Will it be enough? They don't connect. They don't connect. And Sugetsu's just gonna be able to spam his way through. Oh my gosh, no, not like this. He pushes out. He's already gotten it to half. It's a whirling dervish. He gets the kill, but the defuse is
gila, seru banget anjing, seru banget tai.
Navi, stay alive.
He puts it all out, though. And we've got to watch that round from Sugetsu's POV again. What is going on with this guy? This is why the lockdown falls behind him. He stays in the position and gets that shot on Aspas, then finds this follow-up too. And he's the final 1v1 too. That is crazy.
What on earth?
Susah di hot, Bang. Iya, lu pikirnya bisa di hot, tapi kemungkinan besar lu adrenalinnya beda, guys. Hot, tapi lu tahu di sini itu ada musuh.
Final time out of the game and final round of regulation.
How on earth have we found ourselves here? For Danny, for Fraud, calling the last timeout prior to the last round of regulation. And this is where you reach into the very depths of your playbook. Nothing left out there. A desperately needed round to potentially take us to bind.
A ridiculous situation in front of us right now. Because Loud feels more pressure to close this map out than Navi did in that first one.
Pros never fake beda, cok.
If they let it slip, they're out.
Their years on the line, you're right.
Ada ulti
They
sini
don't
ya.
get to play another. Or Navi. Yes, they want to close it
Ulti
out.
lumayan, Sao, ada ulti nih, Sao.
If they lose this one.
The dart to set up Aspas, the turret cleared. Meanwhile, there's already aggression towards A.
The fact that they've stopped this is a huge success point here for Loud, because they were trying to fake a little bit more of a default setup going here, and they wanted to pop on it.
And they stopped it with 2 players on the side of Loud.
And that smoke took a long time to actually go down from 2Es as well. Still going to set up for the execute now that Sugetsu's joined them. They have this fatal.
CNET has a judge. A judge in blades.
Oh, he could easily make something happen with that.
Oh, Sonic's ahead of it!
He has a judge too!
What a play from the leader! But Angel on the counter. A 4v4, his kills go back and forth. Tip for Tad, he's gonna try to escape. Tui's falls. Less on the swing. It's all Seagate, he's been a hero. My goodness, he's gotten him here by himself, but it will not happen again. We turn attention to Bind.
Everyone like that. That is a hell of a map of Valorant. And we get ourselves one more to boot.
Honestly, given how it's gone, I feel like we would have been robbed if that had not been the case. We're going to throw it to a break. Bind on the other side. We'll be right back.
Kaulah cinta pertama paku, namun aku bertahan. Jika kali ini, saat ini, saat ada yang lain. Gue boleh gak nih guys? Gue izin dulu guys. Boleh gak nih gue off stream nih guys? Nonton siapa ya? Nonton ada pasti yang lagi live streaming nih. Apa yang lagi live streaming ya? Ada Kak Mei. Kak Mei aja kali. Kak Mei, Kak Mei. Mei mau, Mei, Mei. Gue nge-gym terus gue harus basket guys. Aduh guys, ini sih gue gak kuat guys. Gue udah mau nge-gym, mau basket guys besok guys. Ah boleh guys, gue izin guys. Boleh kali. Map ketiganya apa sih? Bind ya guys ya. Icebox, enggak kan breeze. Cinta pertama padaku, namun aku bertahan ya hari ini. Enggak lah guys, gue temenin ya guys. Gua temenin hari ini guys. Oke. Lo ada gue bro, riodjajabusiness bro. Lo bro, sampai jam 6 nih bro. Masih bisa guys. Ninja. Ya siap-siap aja. Halo? Halo ya, selamat malam. Ya, besok basket ya Pak? Iya. Basket jam 4. Iya, ntar nge-gym paling jam 2 Pak. Jam 2 nge-gym. Jam 3. Terus basket. Iya. Belum tidur. Nggak apa-apa, tidur bentar lah Pak. Dari jam berapa? Ntar jam 7 apa? Jam 6 ya? Jam 6 tidur sampai jam 1. 7 jam memang kurang Pak. Kurang ya? Oh gitu. Iya Pak, nggak apa-apa Pak. Yeah.
This is the series we were owed. This is the one that we deserve.
Yeah.
They've never played
Aman.
against each other before, and every map is so close. It's peak insane.
No, it's so.
Oke, ada suara guys, guys. Ntar ya Pak, makasih ya Pak. Ntar saya telepon lagi Pak ya. Ada yang nelpon nih. Apa tuh ini anjing? Kayaknya suara tadi kayak suara siapa Cok?
We see them speed up into this cat hit here after CNED showed himself at B. So the cat hit comes, smokes come out, the nade come out, they're redroning A main, it's all looking good, but there's a lot of counter util here from NAVI, and it's really good. You see the paranoia go back in the garden, counter util from the KO as well, and this is great composure.
Thank you. Apa sih orang lanjut?
We see them pivot back into mid for this B split.
Cuma nanya doang tadi boleh nggak boleh katanya.
Because we see them pivoting back into this B split.
Thank you, coba gua streamer thank you babi. Lanjut guys.
Stay at top mid, and he's a pivotal part of this play because he's going to become a lurker later into the round here.
Lanjut anjir. Nggak percaya sama gua anjing.
So they just run him down, full running it down. We cannot give this guy any space. Don't let him get any kills, and they don't even trade. They go 1 for 0 on him.
Tangan di stream deck mana ada nih, tanganku di sini babi.
Lurking through mid, being patient. You see fast Navi rotators coming through mid, picks them off, and he actually ends up getting both of these kills, and by now the round is really done and dusted. And I really just want to reinstate that. This is on the back of Sawhawk calling that
nggak sih punya tangan sebesar tangan gue? Gue ngasih tahu nih guys, cara membuat tangan yang besar seperti tangan gue nih. Mau nggak tahu nggak? Gue kasih rahasianya coy.
After this, right? So this was after the pause, they won out, and it just kind of boosted the momentum forward for the team.
And besides calling really well,
nggak mau tahu cok.
The best player individually on a
team. Nggak mau tahu.
Insane moments to keep them in that one.
Seriusan cok.
I think a lot of that great calling came from going back to comfort. This is why I was molding so much when they were trying to experiment with that breach composition, because their mid-round decision making with this default comp, I think they just understand it so well that even against other teams that are great at Ascent like Na'Vi, they're still coming out on top so consistently.
Yeah, the crazy thing is normally when Xiao is on form, when Seagate is on form, when they're just clutching back to back rounds, they win. But today that did not happen, Mimi, because the same thing was happening on the side of Loud. Les, Kawa, Aspas, every single one of them stepped up huge.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous that this didn't come out because of those clutches you're mentioning, but a big part of that, and I think the player who really propelled that comeback into being is Les, who's been so consistent for this team. I think the comparison...
Gue kasih tau caranya guys, buat kalian yang emang lagi nge-gym, gue kasih tau caranya cok.
Because they're both the players that no matter the situation, no matter what they're playing, no matter what the map is, they're always putting up numbers, winning these late rounds
tiap jam berapa ya, tiap kalian bangun tidur, kalian tuh minum air putih, terus kalian gini guys.
Rifle after getting ecoed and he held down B getting a 3K. Like you can't ask for more from this player.
Ganti-gantian. Besok kayak tangan kanan, lu saya tangan kiri. Jadi kayak kadang gini juga. Jadi biar gedenya nggak sebelah doang cowok tuh.
So he's the one who boosted them into this momentum on defense, and I would say Sawhawk was the one who boosted them in the attack.
Yeah, pure confidence.
Bagus tangan gue cowok tuh.
Kalau kena saya bagus tuh. We're seeing a little bit of tilt and a little bit of a emotion from them. You know, CNED, Angel. We saw some death slams as well that was going on, and the Mimi in situations
apa streamer stres sih orang lanjut anjing, makanya like dulu kalau nggak like gue nggak lanjut nih. Udah nggak di like, udah nggak lanjut lah.
You didn't think either of these teams would really be feeling that pressure, would be tilting it all today, because they've been in situations like this so many times. But I think we do see from Navi that there is that pressure on them, that players will get animated at times, and I think that's a good thing you can channel into momentum, but also something that can get the better of you in these high pressure situations.
Nge-gym olahraga.
Yeah, really, as a
player,
olahraga guys.
Belum nge-gymnya gini dulu.
Super stable, right? You're in back
and it makes it even more impressive that Loud did, despite those rounds the ego being down on your best map. It's impressive that they were able to.
Yeah, I think it's because they were just winning so many rounds in a row that regardless of one fluky round, they knew at the back of they had the grasp on Navi and that they were going to go to map 3.
I mean, also Navi, they had to play against this crowd as well. The Loud fans, once the momentum started to get going, they were really cheering and getting behind their teams, which is also not an easy thing for Navi to go up against as well.
Yeah, no, the crowd has been electrifying.
Perutnya masih biasa, belum sih Spek loh.
Too, though, you know, help them out when they're down, but Loud started to win and collect rounds and kind of gain momentum, and the crowd was on their side too, so Navi is facing two opponents really.
Yeah, and with the energy behind them, that
emang kalau makannya suka pakai Xbox bang, nggak bisa aja.
Because I have no idea what to expect for Navi. I thought the early stage of this map pool looked solid for them, especially after winning Pearl. I expected this to be a 2-0.
Duduknya pakai kursi gaming semua anjir, itu di Brazil.
Where this Navi squad, they've tried playing Yor, they've
tried
playing Leon, they've tried playing Sage. They've just never found found something that they truly feel comfortable on. And I honestly have no idea what they're going to bring out today here at Champions, especially with elimination on the line.
I mean, 6 different times they played this map, 5 different comps. Like Mimi said, they've been throwing everything into this. And Valorant, so far, none of it has worked. They're not exactly winning with these experiments they've been doing.
Yeah, right. I mean, for one, it's hard
for them to pick a comp, but also for Loud, that's tough to deal with as
well. I mean, the head coach has a headache probably watching all the different comps that Navi could pull out today. You really don't know what to expect, right? And as a coaching staff, as players, that's kind of tough because there's so many different things you can be thrown at you, so you have to prepare for all of it. And I'm excited to see how Loud is going to deal with that, not knowing what to expect from Navi.
Yeah, and for the side of Loud, I am really, really excited to see them play on this map. They were playing this chamber composition with Sadak locking it in, which sounds strange to begin with. You'd normally expect Aspas on that role, but he was so good on it. In America, so many creative setups, but it's been a while as well for Loud since they've played this map. So there is a chance that they've come up with something new, that they have changed their composition.
BP lo kurus banget bang. Ini lagi ngurusin aja guys.
I feel like we've been
spoiled. Ini lagi gedein tangan dulu, gedein tangan biar enak guys, biar bisa kayak.
Instead of like, you know, the typical chamber thing, but we won't speculate. I mean, we'll carry on speculating without getting spoiled.
Itu guys ya.
Like you said, you don't know what to prepare for on the side of Loud, but the issue is.
Kalau hari Senin kayaknya harus pakai sebelah kanan, Selasa pakai sebelah kiri, Rabu begini guys, jadi kayak biar adil gitu.
I feel like Loud still seem like they're gonna come out on top on bind specifically.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Navi has never looked like they found their grasp on this map. So regardless of you don't know what to prepare for, in the back of your mind you're like, ah, this team hasn't really been good on this map. If we play our game, if that's their mindset, then they should be able to win this.
And remember the stakes here, right? Navi, they won in Copenhagen. They've taken tournaments before. They were always the second best in EMEA, fighting for more than just that. They've had a tough 2022, but so has Loud. You're back-to-back champions, finalists in lock-in, winners of Americas. To see either of these teams go out this early in
Pusap dulu nggak sih guys? Pusap dulu guys, sambil nunggu guys. Pusap dulu nggak sih? Pusap dulu nggak sih?
One of them has to. On map number 3 here, the pressure is truly on for all of these players.
I mean, judging by how map 1 and map 2 has gone so far, it's gonna be a close one. You know, we're not really quite finding either team being particularly dominant on either of the maps we've seen. So I'm feeling an overtime. I feel like we're kind of
bound, right? Two 13-11s back to back. It's overtime, 14-12 here, right?
Yeah, it has to be. It really does have to be. And for the preparation element as well, I think a lot of this might come down to the on-the-fly calling from these two IGLs. They've honestly both performed so well this series. Angel had one of those games on map number 1 where his calls were on point, his individual performance was electric, and we were just talking about how good Sadak was on a set as well. So the adaptation on the fly in a really big match like this is going to be everything, Valen. And I'm sure you as an IGL who's been in matches like this before knows how difficult that is to pull it off at the level these two guys have been able to do.
Yeah, definitely. But I also think it's the hot starts right now because map number 2 was going highly in the favor of Navi, but like you talked about adaptation, Loud was able to adapt in live situation down 6-1 and kind of call it back together, understand the pace that they have to play at in order to tear down Navi and open up the bomb site. So I think just like in a map like mine, sometimes the fast pace doesn't work and you have to kind of go back to your slow play, like inserting people into showers, going back into B, and then splitting, kind of taking more map control instead of just the fast rushes right away. So it really just depends on how fast you can start and if your quick plays will work, and if not, you have your fallback options of, okay, we got to play slow now. Can we just manipulate and pull the rotations and kind of end somewhere together?
I think the good news for Navi is that their star players that are always winning them rounds are on form. We're seeing peak Xiao, peak Seagate, they're cold, they're clutching out of their minds. So I feel like, I mean, on map 1 on Pearl, we saw them get over the line in that fashion. I think they were a little bit unlucky perhaps towards the end on Ascent, not to take it to OT. But if Xiao and Seagate are doing what they did on Ascent, on Bind, I don't know. I think it's not going to be as easy as it seems for Loud.
Yeah, I'm also really hoping, talking about players getting into form, to see Aspas in form. It feels like it's been a while since we've seen that Jet in Americas who was just dominating in every sense of the world. He was far and away the best player regionally. He was really the MVP of Champions last year, probably a top 5 player, if not higher than that, at lock-in as well. But it seems like in these last 2 events, he's struggled to strike that again. And against the CNET, who's actually been so good today, I think that's going to be really important this map.
Yeah, real possibility that neither of them played yet on bind as well as we head to the Prime Gaming agent select. Let's take a look and see if we have any changes from either side, which comps they're going to be moving to us, and we do have changes. And Navi are going to run the
triple controller Omen Brim. I have never seen that one before.
I have. Fnatic used to run this back in the days.
Controller apa dah?
Very unsuccessful when they did.
Apa ini cok? Omen Brim anjing.
Loud, it seems like they're going to continue to cook in this tournament. What I think is the paranoia from the Omen. You can have really strong retakes when you're on defense, scaling out with more smoke. What do you make of this?
So what I would point out definitely is the Omen pick, especially Sadhawk being on those other agents like KO and Breach. He's going to be like a pseudo initiator where he has these smokes to make space, but also the paranoia for retakes and getting into the bomb sites. He actually has a lot of tools as like a controller / initiator player, and I think he's going to be very aggressive on this Omen role.
He can also act as kind of a second dive agent, teleporting into his own smokes to help with the entry. It's going to be so cool to see what Loud have cooked up, but Navi on the other side, also double duelists. CNED's back on Neon for elimination at Champions. These comps are going to be insane.
Well, this is it. It is do or die. No more second chances. Let's find out which team is going to be progressing to playoffs.
Hyper tuh setengah sentinel guys, nggak smoker hitungannya.
Thank you so much, into Los Angeles. We've been blessed with a banger here at the Shrine, and the good thing is we still have one map to go. Elimination on the line for both of these teams, and with that, again, the end of the year. There's nothing left. This is it.
What a way to go to this Neon comp from Navi, and then a triple controller comp from Loud. I mean, what is that? I agree with Sue. I've seen this before, but not in a stakes like this.
Navi tim apaan bang? Tim Valorant. Nanya mulu.
One more map. Shrine, let me hear you.
Loud starting off on attack, all attention turned towards A. And they're quick with it.
And you can already see some impact with this extra smoker here from Sadhawk throwing up top truck. You get no value if you're playing up there if you zip on.
Dude, I mean, look at the site. Nobody can see anything. It's all just green and gray and everything smoked, everything covered. Tui's finding space in showers, Les finding space on site. And Loud finding the round.
In a moment where the smokes fade.
Berarti Barracuda, Cok.
A ridiculous clap back after it looked like
masih panas nih Lot, Cok. Masih panas Lot anjing.
That re-push through showers right by bench. They get 2 kills instantly. And Navi overextend. Tui's with that late lurk through bathroom. At any point, any of these controllers can turn into lurkers. I know that Valen on the desk was talking about how it could be, in some instances, a pseudo-initiator, and I fully agree, but at the same time, too, once you get those weird TP plays going. What is going to be the play here? Les with the fast molly to keep Angel and Shao contained down in Garden. And that forces Angel to TP out. I think the molly might have missed, actually, there. Shao got out really easily.
Whoa. Oh, and the other one from Sadhawk is massive. Zipan making a run at this round, though, with the Sheriff.
I think with losing CNED and Angel, though, these are the guys who are really doing some work with those light buy rounds that Navi was getting outside of the hero rifle rounds from Sugetsu. I do love how Loud played this 3-1-1 default. 3 players going up long. They get that control of Octagon, and then they have only Tui's watching the back of Sand. That's covering Les's flank. And Sadhawk deep watching bathroom, too. It's a perfect anti-eco play. No pushes allowed.
Oh, there's a little something. If they manage to get through Aspas with the Phantom, though, just overwhelms Sugetsu. And that nade hurts. He tried pushing through it to catch a timing, but just not going to be the case. Aspas gets 3, as Loud get the second.
Aspas mulai nyala.
Aspas on the raise, too, is something that we've been not seeing too often throughout this season. In some cases, been pigeonholed onto Neon and other things that you definitely wouldn't put to his name prior to this year.
No.
It's been the same thing for CNED too.
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
And that's why you see him playing this Neon right now. There's not really a place for him to be comfortable on this. They use him for the extra stuns, fast flanks.
And very quickly, if I may, I know that Aspas just got a bunch of kills, but Les is currently sitting at 4-0.
Yeah.
Udah semua Bang Cio. Iya, thank you Norris ya.
Look at that one way from Sadak. He can take this fully by himself. Very interesting, given the fact that he was trying to do this when he was playing Chamber on this map.
Yeah.
At Tokyo. And during the Americas playoff, he gets a trap play. Sprung at him, though. He can TP out of this, no problem.
Oh, the Trailblazer, they're hunting. They're pushing him further back, but he just created so much space off of his TP that they can't follow.
And look at this. They have such an abundance of smokes that Tui's just uses one to put him in it if he was in trouble.
Lo pernah mau saya muntah-muntah nggak Bang? Pernah lah.
Oh, Angel. False information there. And they're not following it up with a flash from Shao, so that's a kill on the CNET given freely.
Another opener onto Aspas, too. Now 2 away from the showstopper in round 3. I mean, they're all lined up in towards short. You've got Angel, who's close by, though, cleaning up the first. Kawanzin falls. Aspas waiting for the challenge, and Angel snappy with it. They get the spike down, though. Sadak was the only one who had control of the right side, but they still have the utility of Les that they can play around.
Yeah, Tumali's time is taken away, but they're going to get pushed here very fast, so will he be able to get those off, and will they make a difference? Because I don't see an orb on the spike.
Les has to be cautious. He gets the first, tries to snap onto the second. Angel with 3 on the round 2. He's swinging for it.
Not half.
Spotting one more. Shao's going to have to pick up the work that was not accomplished. He's gotten it 3/4 of the way. He's just going to be able to stick it the whole time. Angel was the protection of 4K as NAVI get on the board.
4 kill Angel anjir.
And in a moment where they lose advantage early, Loud instantly getting that first pick. Down short with, well, not instantly. It was belabored from Aspas to come through.
Yeah.
But Angel holds the line. Remember, he was rotating off in that instance. That's huge for NAVI to continue to maintain that pace, because on Ascent, Loud was 17-7 in first kills to first deaths.
That's outrageous.
Bonus, tapi bonusnya tadi beli sih.
It was still a 13-11.
Hitungannya bonus beli, guys.
That's mad.
So in moments like that, you need to see them continue to convert when they lose the man advantage, because it's frequent, it feels like, at this point. Sadak using both smokes to really creep up on CNED right now. The one way to force him off the angle, and then as well, smoking the front of bathroom so he can just freely walk up. That's a free orb if he wants. And Aspas on the other side of the map too, with his showstopper now active.
Scout destroyed.
It's going to be really tough to actually activate this trap play that CNED and NAVI want to play on Sadak because of the TP.
I mean, imagine you try to drop the wall in that situation, but no. Sadak was playing behind it. So you get to feeling some of the pressure. Utility goes in.
Oh, nice banget CNED.
And their CNED was patient in showers, finds success.
The fact that he disrespects the smokes is very important there from CNED too. Using the utility from Shao to help that goal and that mission. They got one molly out of Sugetsu, but there's still one here, and that's where the spike is, so that's another
30 seconds
8
left.
seconds. They won't be able to execute.
I don't know that they're going to find much here with Aspas' ult either. Does he dare clear below him? No, he doesn't! Sugetsu drops him from below! Zipan trying to control what's happening in Hookah, and so far not good. 13 seconds left, though the spike is not in hand. I mean, Tui's is alive, but he can't get to it.
Yeah, it's top Hookah. No chance at all. And that's massive from Sugetsu there. I don't even know how he hits that. That's a vertical flick on a flying raise with the satchels. It's got to be a disgusting flick.
Yeah.
Or he's just aiming, pre-aiming up. Yeah. It's really hard to give yourself the space in those instances where you actually control and pre-aim properly. No. Ooh, it's kind of a messed up satchel there from Aspas. No speed on that. Trying to get the shot fired out on spawn too.
Kita easy game sepertinya guys ya.
Maybe they actually needed his smokes. I doubt it, but either way.
Because they have so many more.
This is an eco from Loud now. Shotgun bought up from Kawanzin. Aspas with still a hero rifle. That was saved in the last one, but given to Aspas.
How do they manage the disadvantage? Loud with very little to fight back with here, as you were just saying. Ult for Les and for Tui's.
There's a stun possible at any point with this Trailblazer. It's missed though.
That could have been disaster, but they're going to try to crunch. They're going to try to crunch. Angel's going to swing it from door with the utility out.
Yes,
Cena pushes in with his ult, though. Angel getting it with the ult, too.
Meanwhile, they lose control of lamps in front sight, though, so gonna potentially give up a spike plant. No, this is spam!
Oh, he was not deep enough.
That smoke gives so much room there for that to happen. Sadak needs to be a lot more careful.
CNED looking to be more electric with the finger guns and scale up in a position you wouldn't be expecting. Hit still in play. Kawanzin with the Bucky. Going aggressive. I mean, if they can continue to play around the pit, they're going to have a shot at this.
CNED tries to punish off the backside.
That's another.
Anjir.
That's another. Sugetsu's on his own. Seeker's invested.
They know he's off with that.
He's been so clutch. He's gotten it down to 1, and it's the most difficult one to deal with.
Nggak jelas, yang Eko yang menang terus, guys. Aneh banget nih, guys, ini, guys.
Inside of lamps, you have room to work through lamps in the backside. You can worm your way around everywhere, and with that shotgun from Kawanzin blazing the path, Les has so much room to play off the trade and play backside there, where you really think that he's going to be playing laps off mollies or something else. And remember, that was a light buy there from Loud.
Yeah, 1 rifle.
Why did that reaction look so fake? With the slow-mo and everything.
Early defensive hit from Navi and the swing out from Angel, wanting to take that fight and finding it. Again, an opener from the leader. You talk about feast or famine. I mean, he's been dining on Loud for the last couple of hours.
That's interesting too, Kawanzin.
Ketat.
Job staying alive as the initiator. Another trap.
Whoa.
To force him out, and Angel just TPs, and he's safe with that.
Ini kayaknya sih si Loud kena tim Asia sih kelar sih.
Allowed a lot of room to work. The orbital strike backside to clear things out, and you wanted to push CNED into a space where he had to take the fight. Les still falls, but Tui's on the counter.
The showstopper came out while CNED was fighting. This is holding space for Zip on there.
They've got to be careful. Aspas and Sadak are the only 2 that remain, and Sugetsu's on the flank. He's got him crunched in, and if he takes long, there is no exit. They have to go forward. Sadak has ult. He could maybe flip the map, but Aspas would be left alone. Trying to clear backside. Aspas falls. Sadak by himself. So many angles to consider, so many things to clear, and just none of them found.
Shao coming in from the rear at the end there.
Thank you, Junipo.
What is that, man?
He just had no chance. That's.
And this right here, where CNED is fighting, that's completely giving and holding space for Zipan to come through with that showstopper. And then the smoke from Angel still finding value, even though, remember, he TP'd across the map. Despite losing that light buy round from Loud, Navi still in the driving seat. They forced that situation out once again. And Loud are really not having many more ideas than this initial default that Sadak has taken actually a lot more space this time against CNED. Neither side changing up the plan at all.
No, I mean, we're tied up at 3 apiece. I get it.
Nice flash, though.
No real confirmation that the plan doesn't work. CNED, Tokyo drifting around the corner and cleaning up Sadak. No real chance there.
It's super interesting that they don't pounce off that flash from Sadak. Because it's perfect.
Ya gua Fnatic bang, ya iyalah.
Navi players, but they still weren't comfortable about lamps. Another shotgun from Kawanzin.
Remember, they had Buckies in this round. Les is upgraded. He's got a Phantom now.
The big difference, no pit, though.
Yeah. There's so much value in that ult. You just don't have that resource to you. Angel on the flank. Once again, a situation where Loud are surrounded. Well, just wait for Angel.
I've seen this round before. Never mind, Aspas not going to loop back around. Find Ye on the flank. Oh, wait. That was 2022, huh?
Aspas manages to get the spike down, a little bit of money in the pockets of Loud. But Navi, again, with a ferocious defense that has proven to cause so many fits to Loud.
Yeah, I need to see a timeout here from Loud.
Yeah.
Start addressing some of the different things that they can do.
Nice one, nice one, nice one.
That anti-eco that they started with. They got the pistol. They got 3-1-1 control of long. Instead, it's constantly Sadak trying to work the bathroom and them trying to work up short. And I want to see an idea, actually, with this Omen ult. It's not one that you see quite frequently on Bind, and there's definitely some ways you can weasel yourself into this. Here's the timeout that I was talking about.
And with it comes a momentary pause to collect thoughts, both for the players on the stage and for everyone else watching here and at home.
Adakah yang mengantuk? Sudahkah kalian mengantuk dan ingin mentiduri diri sendiri? Ya sudah, tidurlah kalian.
You wouldn't expect it, but it's still group stage.
Bro, I thought he was gonna just alpha that thing. I thought he was just gonna neck it.
Oh, yeah, there he goes.
You had the potential to become a legend.
In terms of stakes, though, you're right. We're in the group stage in these two teams who should be fighting for a championship. One of them gonna go home after this.
HyperX kapan main bang? Playoff nggak tahu deh kapan.
It's a long one. And for the Loud players in particular, 4 out of 5 of the players in the server right now, contracts are expiring. So what will it look like in the future? And especially with the early round exit, that could change everything. NAVI as well. It's been struggles this year. It's never looked perfect. It's been a lot of criticism.
Aku sudah sedikit, tapi ini nggak sengantuk tadi guys. Tadi ngantuk banget, sekarang udah nggak terlalu.
Not quite figuring out how to make this roster work in terms of roles. Finally giving Zipan some leash to play on, and we've swapped up this op.
Whoa.
CNET's position instead of bathroom.
He's playing.
Loud expect this. Yeah, looks like they spot it now at least.
Do they confirm that he stays though? Yeah, he does give up the space. Aspas playing on the other side of the smoke. Both duelists with
the timing there.
With an attempt at a fight, but it doesn't come true.
Sadak is the one still controlling short, while everybody else right now making sure there's no push out long, making sure CNET doesn't get cheeky with that op, but he's swapped up his
Slow lagi mainnya mulai dah.
And Counting comes all the way over just to flash for Sadak, so he can start to throw some smokes out and make it look like it's an A hit. Trailblazer didn't spot anything down long either.
Dude, Angel's on an island.
Yeah, he's by himself.
Yeah.
Sadak is doing a great job pulling these rotates.
Yep.
If Angel gets in trouble here, he's going to TP and leave the site open.
Manipulated by mind games. The paranoia out too.
The battle of the IGLs.
Xiao's the only one not fully believing. Oh, he takes a step back, but he got his.
Whoa.
He got the kill. Sadak was trying to flip the map. Opportunistic timing from Angel. And a kill gifted. They're still going to try to get out. They're still going to try to get the spike down, but they've got the order strike they have to deal with. They've got the Seekers.
Pocky banget anjing.
13 seconds left.
That Molly denies the flood. They could definitely get this plant unless there's a spam from CNET.
But what else do they have?
No!
There's no way.
That was a millisecond.
Angel with 3. Aspas holding the line. Less the first one. Snappy. Aspas on the second.
Sugetsu needs to drop the wall for Angel right now.
It's like they're trying to plug holes on a sinking ship by themselves. Each wall bleeding further and further as less gets it to a 1v2 and it's too much.
5-3.
NAVI on this defensive side. I know I've said this a lot, but they have a great hold on the game right now. They just can't repeat mistakes from the last 2 maps. Let it slip even an inch. I mean, this. Oh no! He was ulting away.
I mean, it was a gift, bro.
That is so.
Oke banget itu anjing. Ketemu orang lagi, ketemu jackpot lagi mau TP, Cok. Jackpot itu guys, jackpot.
The culmination of the fake, and it could have been a perfect concert. Wait, look at his possible aggression here. CNET's coming in as well. He's going to hold the long angle while Angel was considering peeking with Xiao's flash.
I thought he was going to. The Trailblazer again, that one way CNET has to give the space up.
Yeah. You can play it from a lot deeper, but we also have this Aspas ult that we need to consider. It wasn't successful last time.
And it seems like they're going to try to do a bit of the same from the last time they had that ult. A pop out from Hookah. That flash was overwhelmed.
That's beautiful.
No smoke deh, nggak ada smoke, Cok.
He's playing in front of the wall too, so no real room for him to play other than maybe his smoke, his molly. Doesn't get that opportunity though.
No. Xiao and CNET both here. Op in the hands of CNET.
Look at this reclear, Xiao.
1 point away from having his ult online as Shao goes exploring.
Toxins going up.
This is tough angle to expect after you've already done pressure in this position. They've given up the space. Do they expect it though? That flash clears Hookah, backside, less swinging.
It went in between his legs. Less than Aspas pounce.
Cerai satu anjing. Oke banget tuh orang, guys.
Every time you think that NAVI have some way to swing this round and this game, Loud responds so fast. And they're already in positions to save. Zipan, he's in spawn. There's no chance. Some damage done would be good though. The bank for Navi not great.
Mau siapa yang menang bang? Yang ini aja apa yang pantas aja.
Meanwhile, Loud, I mean,
yang pantas yang boleh
all
menang.
of the weapons when they forced up in this in a big way. Nice double peek, bro.
What are you gonna do against that?
That's at the end of the round too.
Yeah.
To have that focus.
Yep.
They're ready for it. That's as the spike is blowing up. They're coming up with a dynamic peak.
Lalu begadang apa? Udah tidur bang? Begadang.
That is between. I mean,
that's lit. I mean,
you legged him at least. That's crazy.
The thinnest of margins separating these two squads. It really has felt like a heavyweight fight from beginning to end.
Shadows.
Si Sugetsu kayak udah capek tuh.
Here from Loud into bathrooms, but it's not just Sadak. It's 4 members.
You gotta be careful here. Does CNET, I mean, he has his ult.
He's just picked this up.
Yeah. Feeling some of that pressure, orbital strike online.
Yeah, we've seen him dive on that bathrooms push before, but I think he understands there's more to it than this. And also trying to rely on Zipan's elevated position with the satchel.
Meanwhile, look at how Loud are weathering this. They're already looking at the teleporter, considering the possibility of a crunch.
It's funny because most of the time it's them forcing Angel out into that teleporter.
2 ults invested. Oh! Aspas finding one onto Zipan.
That could have been 2 too.
They still haven't established U-Haul control though.
Yeah, but just mauling them off. They've got them contained. Aspas gonna go for it.
Is he aware of the second? Yeah, the pre-fire, but Sugetsu wins the duel out anyway. Les couldn't join in. They couldn't pinch him. But they maintain control. Satisfied with what they have, Les drops the pit to security even further. But Angel pushing forward, walking into his death as Les steps onto 3. And the Loud crowd goes nuts.
Oh ini si Loud sih. Loud sih ini guys. Navi turu guys. Navi terlihat tidur guys ya.
That's twice now he gets his pit down on the safe side. That's twice now that it leads to a round win from Loud. Can't believe we're all tied up, man. This is just unbelievable between these two teams.
And another timeout. This time on the side of Navi.
Can you believe this is a group stage game? I swear this would have been like a lower bracket something later on in the tournament. This group is deadly. And this is its conclusion. We can finally say it is its conclusion. This is the last map, last opportunity for either of these teams to advance or go home.
Harusnya kamu supporteran waktu Paperrex main. Maunya begitu, maunya support di langsung di Los Angeles, tapi tidak di
As we get back into this, you see the buy.
Angel kocak, tapi Angel Sao turu, Zipan turu, aduh. Navi banyak player turunya anjay.
Now they will allow a buy the next round, and these light buy rounds have been incredibly dangerous.
I've lost count of how many thrifties and light buy situations have proven to be successful.
It's funny, I feel like we've had less thrifties than expected, even though we're seeing constantly eco round wins.
Ooh, a fake flash on the swing.
That's really nice there. You think you're getting ahead of the flash, it goes a little deeper. You're looking for a peek. Granted, CNED did have one of those rifles, so that's a big pickup. Sadak, he's been the lurker all game. IGL versus IGL, Judge in the hands of Angel.
It's a brutal angle, is he aware?
Surely he waits for his team when they're approaching. Oh, Angel just heard them. They made footsteps there. And the Trailblazer's gonna confirm. He's in trouble.
Angel looking to try to find a thread to pull on.
Yeah, look at that as well. Sadak trying to flash off the...
Ooh. He's overwhelmed, but he's playing inside of the smoke. Remember, he still has a Judge
Ya
from that distance.
Angel.
Nothing is dealt.
And that smoke way too obvious what's going on, especially once you hear him jump out of hookah.
Planted.
And now Sadak actually has his flash to secure the round. He can just flash out hookah when they run out if he wants.
He might just mow him down by himself. He's already dealt with the duelist.
They don't need it anymore.
Nope.
A flood attempt, quickly stemmed.
Toxins going up.
Seagate with a nice one, on with the Sheriff onto Kawanzine, looking for the second. A little bit of damage dealt, 35 HP amongst the two remaining.
Nice try.
Very quickly dissipates.
And Loud have an opportunity to do what they've not been able to do all series long, win a half. Here on Bind, a lot closer.
Ini juga ya, dia tadi itu dia halfnya selalu kalah
Either of
gitu.
the maps we played. But it has been slightly skewed in one direction.
Let's go.
Loud subverting that as well.
There are two ops.
Yeah, exactly the same way that Ascent's half ended. Remember, they bought up ops in that last round because they have weapons sitting near.
Yeah. Keep a close eye on it. Who swaps over and when?
Les even has a backup Judge here.
Angel out, Angel out.
Siapa
yang main?
Angel's so far up. He's so far up.
Fokus lagi, kita fokus, kita fokus, kita fokus. Dari round terakhir, first half. Jata full buy. Terlihat, tapi kayaknya si Cloud lebih ngambil kontrol guys ya. Dia sudah punya 3 smoker, Cok. 2 smoker inti. Ini gamenya Loud, Cok.
Zipan surrounded and aid at his feet. The Molly too. The floor is lava. Got the satchel away. Ed looking for it with the ult. He's not going to find any value either.
Timing, Cok, main ini.
Nice way to TP across the way where Cine is holding. Easily forces a crossfire from Loud.
Loosen up.
Still chances.
Albeit slight, but they are there. You're absolutely right.
And Tui's might get lurked on here, where he just re-lurked through. Oh no! What is this?
That's gonna hurt. Is it gonna kill him? It forces out the swing. He gets the kill, but no real idea that there's someone else there.
And Tui's has walked all the way through lamp, so now they should know what's going on. He's either close bath or down short.
Sugetsu's been so clutch. A 1v2 clutch in a situation like this, no. And for the first time in the series, you're right. Loud enter halftime with a lead.
Switching sides.
It's been so close every other time. 8-4 on Pearl for Navi. And then it was tie game on Ascent, where Loud came back in a massive manner. Here, they're in control for the first time heading into the second half.
Turu mulu nih. Navi kayaknya udah habis deh guys ini guys. Navi udah habis guys kekuatannya, Cok.
How do you deal with the player that dynamic? That's the question that Navi have to answer with 1 half left. We'll throw it over to the analyst desk to see if they can answer that question themselves.
Doug, I will never get tired of you talking about Les because he deserves the spotlight. Now, let's talk about the Loud comp. They pulled out a triple controller. Mimi, Valorant, what did you make of it on the first half?
I thought it was actually pretty solid. They're using the one-ways to really simplify what angles they have to do with on their executes, to deal with that is. And also, when they're going for extremity control, it's really good to put these one-ways up and make it easier to gain that space.
Yeah, it's a very self-sufficient agent, the Omen, because he's allowed to one-way showers and kind of work his way slowly with his paranoia as well to kind of keep that control. And also towards long B, he's one-waying the octagon, so it kind of lets his teammates scoot up for free. And then to end the extremity control, he has his paranoia, so that's why we see him going hookah a lot. He can flex his paranoia into octagon or into sight. He has a lot of options, and I think, like I was saying earlier about the pseudo-initiator, he really is that, because he's gaining space for his team, and having that paranoia to end it and get kills is very important.
And I think that's going to continue onto their defensive side now for Loud, where there are also a lot of good opportunities to take that extremity control with these one-ways. But it's going to be really interesting to see it clash with this Neon comp, because I think that's going to be
NAVI
a big
kayaknya
goal of
pulang nih,
NAVI
cuy.
as well. And I feel like there's a chance we often see this Neon pushing through, taking fights past that utility from the Omen one-ways.
And this is going to be potentially the last half of one of these teams that we see, and how poetic it is for a team like Loud. They started the year wanting to innovate, finding their own identity, and they could potentially end the year on this comp. How crazy is that?
Yeah, I mean, like you just said, it's kind of coming full circle, right? Because they started the year off coming with the Harbor Viper, innovating new stuff, and now they're innovating a triple controller comp onto Bind, and we got to see if it's going to end or if it's going to keep going.
Yeah, elimination is on the line here. I can't wait to see who's going to come out on top. Let's send it back to Doug and Bala for the second half.
Thank you so much, Insu. Yeah, one half, really all it is.
One
half to decide who year is done, who advances to playoffs.
Nyari gunting ini gue yang kecil gue kemana ya?
Loud with the 2-round lead, now on defense, that double controller comp. You imagine will be stronger on this side of things, but we'll see how it plays out.
NAVI have been in a similar situation very recently. Not getting out of groups at Tokyo was the first time at a global event. But they didn't manage that.
Kenapa?
And they're starting slow here.
Yeah, they are cautious with it.
Trying to reckon with that fact. This wall is very old. Blocks off lamps, blocks off spawn, and allows you to take some backside control. From Sugetsu, let's see what they do. CNET has one stun.
Oh, they've smoked so much.
Oh, anjir.
How is he aware?
He was just so aggressive. But you're right, Tui's was ready.
It's a great path, but Tui's, I mean, contains and maintains control of the back of sight. Angel's gonna try to dive in it and gets punished. Loud, full control on this retake.
They may not give up a single inch here. Only a few members to take damage, really just Sadak. And he's the first one on the fight with CNET on the other side. Aspas falls, CNET with reposition, no. Clothesline drop, they're overwhelmed. Loud pushing back, and Xiao cannot hold.
Menang lot, Cok.
And already on the pistol round, you see some extra value out of this composition that Loud has pulled out. Tui's is able to do all of that, stay inside of lamps. A lot of times the Brimstone has to run off so that you can make sure he stays with his smokes for the post plant. In this case, gun out, fighting the entire time. Sadak covers in with that space. Gets two smokes down that allows them to flood into the back of sight and counteract exactly what NAVI wants to achieve in that one.
Three-round lead for Loud. They've won the last 5 rounds in a row if you go back to the previous half. Talk about having control of the situation. NAVI on a light buy, but we've talked about it many times this series. They're good here. They're comfortable here. They've made a whole lot of something out of nothing in situations like this before. And that was almost one. I mean, a pixel, the only difference there.
Smoke to cover from distance. They don't realize Angel is through, though. Unless they go for a reclay, that's probably not going to be a factor.
Oh, the elbow gave it away initially, and that double peek from CNET was perfect.
In fact, it is a factor. You're right, that double peek is so strong. Angel giving his elbow first means that he has to flick for that angle. And CNET comes on the more traditional one.
Aduh, nggak kena palanya.
Seagate got to be careful. He has the opportunity to walk back lamps there.
Wah. Sekali Loud kalah anjir. Rifty lagi.
Something out of this. NAVI have gotten 2, but the hard work still left to do. Tui's with 3! Avoiding disaster. Surely what that would have been. But they're not out of the woodworks yet. NAVI have gotten the spike down, and they've both upgraded weapons.
Aspas is so slow here to be able to help out less.
It's equal footing, a Spectre and a Bulldog on each side. CNET healthy, Sugetsu not nearly as fortunate. But that hasn't mattered in the past. Will it matter here? The Roomba detecting the first. Onus on Loud to reestablish control. The nade to provide some cover, and they double swing into it. Aspas saves it after Sugetsu gets it down to a 1v1. Whew.
Udah mau Eko menang, kalah lagi.
Get real spicy. But what the heck was that from Tui's? You thought it was whiffed? You thought it was over? You thought that round was going to be lost because he couldn't hit the first shot, and then he hits 3 kills.
Look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th burst is what it took.
Low-key, I didn't know there was that many bursts in a Bulldog.
Yeah, I don't think I did either. As the saying goes, 5th time's the charm, and that was enough to get them the round.
Magic like that is what it's going to require to
4 orang nembak 1 nggak mati-mati. Iya, soalnya pada nggak pakai senjata, Cok, pakai cherry. Wif berarti itu.
Are there reinforcements? Will they help?
He's stuck.
Zippen just picked up the spike. They're coming to take the fight. Navi's pushing into this. How did Loud lose 2 there? Well handled by Sugetsu, who again was by himself.
Katanya Aspas ngorang nganjuk. Yang bener anjing. Tipu semua.
It goes from bad to worse. Les going for a reclear. And we're 20 seconds into the round, and it was basically wrapped up. This bonus attempt, out aloud, definitely hurt from that last round. Remember, only 1 player survived, so that's why they try to go for something crazy.
Yeah.
And it could have worked. I mean, Sugetsu was isolated, but ultimately, NAVI capitalized with mass. I mean, Sugetsu's been playing so well.
Talk
about singing the praises of specific players here. I honestly think everybody's stepping up.
Tim Indo yang kuat sekarang siapa, Bang?
Started as kind of a sloppy game in the beginning.
Boom
Has turned into
Esport.
a really beautiful game of Valorant.
Bukan yang kuat, guys, yang masih tersisa siapa gitu dong.
Remember back to Pearl, those were such slow rounds. Really draining. You thought it might be a stomp, and then, man, have we upgraded.
I mean, that feels like a different series at this point.
Natusha.
Well, we get a chance to check out the skin that Tui's chooses to play with.
Is that the topic you choose?
I mean, we've got plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Nine to 6. Talk about pressure on NAVI right now. They're finally the ones who have to try to come back in this.
Saya ingat Boom Fracture, Bang.
I mean, him against the world.
Tragedi. Ini guys, tragedi apa?
Space there to move past.
No.
It's really him who has the onus to peek. Because they're kind of put their backs against that wall.
Langsung pulang, Bang. Iya, ini udah kalah pulang, guys. Tentukan ini playoff atau enggak doang. Dominatus kuat. Ya. Pasti ya.
Pounce as they find the best target they possibly could, and CNET scaling forward. He's taken over the site, he's taken over the round. And he's far from done. Kawanzine by himself, feeling some of the pressure. Deals with the first and another situation.
Aspas di situ ya.
We're allowed desperately try to hang on to the only weapon that they have.
Udah 69, 79. Nempel lagi ini, Cok.
I prefer the Prelude to Chaos, but that's just me.
This is ridiculous. Counter punch after counter punch. And what looked like now, Loud could have gotten up to 10.
Yeah.
On that bonus. It was a very bold play.
Oh,
and now,
this time.
Kawanzine holding on the last gun, which would be carried over in a very crucial way where we've seen hero rifles be so impactful. No Molly! It just misses.
Just barely, and the spam on the angle does not connect.
Ini kedua tim ini kayaknya nggak bakal survive di playoff lama sih, guys, kalau main yang gini, guys.
Hope alive here is the crowd for Loud. And the thing is, NAVI have broken their economy ever so slightly. So the staying power here is starting to falter.
Akan lama, Cok.
And there's some key things as well that you're looking at.
Playoff pertama mungkin udah kalah kali. Kayaknya kayak nggak konsisten banget guys. Kadang bagus, kadang. Dibandingkan Paperrex, dibandingkan DREX ini masih jauh mereka lah. Nah ini nggak rapi ya kan satu.
Comfort for NAVI, as you wouldn't think they're down 2 rounds given how this half is gone. They've got full rifles, they've got money for days, they have 2 ults they can work with to get to, and Angel are so close to getting theirs on 2. I mean, this very quickly could become an avalanche. It overwhelms Loud. But NAVI concerned about what might be on the other side, are playing this a bit more precariously. A bit more cautiously.
Buat isi buat T1 bang, T1 2-0 sih.
A lot of control gained over towards the Bisa.
2-1 kayaknya.
So they're comfortable to back off.
RRQ masih mending mana bang? Masih mending ini sih tetap tapi. RRQ ini coy. Masih banyak yang harus diperbaiki guys.
Very nice.
They disrespected those zip-ons through there, even getting the plant down.
I mean, they're going to try to push their way out from this. They're going to try to establish some presence on the site and try to get out ahead of things.
30 seconds left.
NAVI can flip the map though if they want, because they pause for just a moment. Sonic finding one. They've invested the orbital strike 2 to try to get another kill. Cena's ult, they've jumped everything into this. Concerned about the danger of rounds like this. And they manage it well.
And I have to say, CNET is getting very comfortable on this Neon.
Yes, he is.
They've tried it so many times on various different maps, Lotus, Bind. And now it looks good at the perfect time.
A dueling chorus of chants, cacophonous at that.
We need something to take up what's been
Kira emang gila pas grup tag. Iya pas grup tag bantai-bantai coy 2-0 semua.
Oh, this goes down to Spike. For full money in the next. And it's down to 1, Doug.
Itu belum bisa dipakai kak. Sebenarnya udah bisa guys, cuman nggak ada yang mau pakai aja kayaknya guys.
You're seeing the implications of that now.
Susah tau tuh hero susah tau.
Is it really a surprise though? And you think about the series and the way that it's gone. For us to find ourselves in this situation, Loud hanging on desperately, white knuckling as they try to hang on to this lead. And NAVI with a wild comeback. They've won the last 3. They're pushing Loud.
Jaga flank susah.
He's posted up inside of showers.
Blinded.
And NAVI, I mean, we saw it a lot on Ascent, deathballing their way to control in this B area. Wonder Loud going to be able to respond to that. They just walked through the orb.
Oh, the flash wasn't deep enough, but comes in and
he's stuck now, though.
Utility out. Can he try to find a way? He gets the first. It was free. Last on the swing. Angel's dead, and with that goes to Spike. Aspas looking for one with the ult. He tried to get high ground, but it's less.
Gila nih kan tiba-tiba tuh tiba-tiba lo tembaknya aimnya kenceng, Cok.
What a shutdown. Angel tries to go through the orb, but that was ill-advised. Molly comes through. Aspas is there in time with a nade. Everybody vulnerable.
Of course it's Les.
And Les destroys them.
Who else?
He was struggling to get up to 20 in the second half when he got like, what, 18? And then all of a sudden, big 4K from who has really felt like he's turned into a leader for this team. All the talk of him doing a lot of IGLing, mid-round and calling. Dealing with the map vetoes, those sort of responsibilities fall on what ended up being the Champions Final MVP. Last year when they won and he took down that trophy.
Attacker OP, oh my god. Ada ini.
Got so many ults that they can work with here. You just see Les using his ult right off the bat. Counting still with Seekers. Seen it with the op though.
He spotted both with that Trailblazer, both Aspas and Kalmanster and Sadak. And even when there's 2 players up top, Trucks, who wants to take the fight. That's just absurd. And Sadak has been struggling to stay alive in these early instances. Look at the wall they throw too. Less from the other site. Front lamps, front sight, but nothing more than that.
Shower's control has to be established here if Navi want to feel more comfortable with this.
It's the same thing for Loud, too. So. Could have gone around the corner, spotted Angel, and then all of a sudden there's a nade at your feet.
Yeah. They're going to try to hang on. Angel's timing on this is going to be everything. Attack side pit used. And the Seekers to counter, but there's really nothing that they can do to pounce behind this.
Oh, what are those things doing?
It's just Aspas on the site by himself. There's help from Kawanzin, yeah, sure. There's help from Tui, sure, and that's the biggest one.
Sugetsu's way close here.
Angel dealt with. The pit could be everything. A snap from Sugetsu is clean.
If he fell there, that round opens up for Loud.
I mean, it very well still may. They're down in numbers, though, and Tui's is weak. Less repositioning and joining in on the fun. The flash is there. You see some of the spam through the pit.
Dropped the pit?
They dropped it.
Wasn't covering the spike.
They want to take the fight straight up. And that seems to have been the best possible decision. Unlock Zipan to get to. Tui's falls.
Jangan kejaran guys, skornya guys. Ring.
Only a brief moment for Loud to hang on to this lead, but it's back within one. Of course it is. And again, this pick from Sugetsu onto Sadak is just crazy to me, given the fact that we had Aspas up top there as well. But the Trailblazers spotted both, so they both tried to fall off. Sadak not all the way. Could have been a cool play, but...
Yes, of course it can!
There you go. Oh, aggression again!
Nice!
Every time this early bathroom fight happens, it feels like it favors the attacker. You saw Loud run a very similar play.
And again, it was when the buy was light.
Yep.
It's just pistols. Navi just seems so ready for that attempt at surprise.
And they've swapped up the wall here.
Dua lagi kan?
Too, so lurk ability
10 sama lagi con, OT nggak lawannya nih. Piring gue OT lagi ya?
I mean, Navi have done such a good job of deflating Loud.
Yeah.
Piring gue OT lagi guys.
A lot of it comes down to the economy though. I mean, how many times have we seen them hold on to scraps?
Yeah. And sometimes scraps is all you need though.
The stun, the little damage done with the spam keeps him in.
That's one. The stun though, man, I thought for just a moment. But there's really no shot here. I mean, Navi are putting themselves in a position now where they're going to be tied up at 10. They still have so much money to work with.
Yep. And they're starting to really cycle these ults up as well. Whereas Loud
kok makannya sepadang kok berat badan malah turun nih bang lah. Nanya gua. Kamu tanya siapa?
Sinet's hunting from the backside here. It's not that important to get this kill, but
well, I
don't
mean,
want to give him anything.
Yeah, when you think about ults being cycled for Navi, any sort of advantage, especially when Loud's on the other side.
Is there a knife here? Give me a knife.
Is what matters. No knife, but the 10th for Navi. And again, I have to go back to just how well Navi have done at deflating Loud. I mean, they've taken all the momentum out of the game. They've taken the air out of the arena.
Yep.
They have full control right now. And with that comes a timeout for Loud. We'll take a look at just a moment. I'm pretty sure that's the last one they have.
Yep, Navi with one more too. And it is the last one for Loud. And there's letting this lead slip that I mean, again, they won that first half.
For the first time all series, mind you.
And then they win the pistol, they win the anti-eco, it's not clean, and ever since then it's been free fall. Just one round outside of those. And Navi has been stomping on this attack. And these timeouts are when the thoughts really simmer. Yes, you're trying your best to come up and make sure you're focused on the ideas at hand. But within that too comes the doubt. It creeps back up.
Terus Ensus mau ngapain bang? Mau telanjang gitu ya? Enggak lah. Ya ngapain kek? Streaming kek?
Or is it Navi who have let go of the pressure, let go of that thought that they might be the ones going home in Group D? Echoes of Tokyo are slipping away for them. And instead, chants from the shrine.
Hangat juga guys anjing.
And thoughts of playoffs instead.
Oh, gue buka Valorant anjing. Gue buka Valorant sengaja anget cuy. Pantes anget anjing.
Shao with the Seekers, a little bit of early info gathered from Loud, but Navi happy to give some of that away.
Ya, 10 sama bro.
Silence on the map.
And tension just mounts and mounts.
No challenge down bathroom, no challenge anywhere. In fact, look at Loud's position. Playing delay here on B, and playing back behind the Viper wall on A. Not even. Worried about peeking, worried about getting early information. They're giving it up and playing for retake. Sadak with the judge too in lamps.
I mean, they've got to be careful on this because if a retake is the attempt, you've got a couple of players playing too close.
This isn't working out for Navi. They're kind of stunning themselves, but
Sadak arrived.
Did he just ult?
I think he just ulted in, yeah.
He ulted into the smoke.
With the judge. Les still trying to hold him back as Les gets two. Sadak with another upgraded weapon success found. Shao left alone as Les gets three. The lead again for Loud.
Gila Loud.
And it's just genius.
Kayaknya Loud dia yang lolos guys.
For the mastermind of Brazil. Sadak.
Kayaknya Loud deh guys yang lolos guys.
Past CNET. CNET realizes what happened. And he gets one pumped in the face. Jeez, man.
I mean, what a gift, bro.
I swear, Fraud is doing more from backstage in the coach's booth than the
Les
players are
27
on
kill anjing.
to hype up the crowd. Realizing the situation at hand, they're full focused on the game right now. Navi, all of a sudden, there's some shakiness here. Some very fast plays coming out on both sides of the map, but also feels like Sugetsu firing through that smoke. They're desperate to just find something. I think Sadak's going to play with the judge the rest of the game here, guys.
He found so much success with it previously, sure. You think about how money's handled too, it allows him a little bit more room to be able to buy for his teammates.
Well, and just think about how many smokes are on the map on this defense.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually really smart.
And how frustrating it could be to face a judge.
But I think on the other side, we have to consider that Navi have handled that so well up until this point.
Yeah. Most of the time choosing the right site, so if he doesn't have that
Depannya mau berando dong, jangan dong.
TP back into the front. Ooh, count scene.
Taking a little damage.
Very risky to just run up jump spot like that.
It seems like they're expecting to flood out from hookah, and they may be right. That smoke, the molly at its feet. They're going to try to flood out onto the site if they can, but it's a bit labored.
3 players here.
And now it starts to flow, and they've managed to get openings. They've managed to get the space that they're looking for. Sini gets 2.
Mainnya bingung gua anjing.
And there's not even a gun here for Sadak to pick up through the TP because they weren't challenging this space. Again, playing for delay. Really look to Aspas here.
Oh. CNET spotted, no utility to help clear him out. The flash as he gets across, CNET staying alive.
Ooh.
Sadak wanting to make a play. Remember, he's got a judge, he's got a smoke at his feet he can tuck into. Actually spams in it onto Angel. Repositioned, weapon, grabbed. It's only CNET. Oh,
Aduh.
wins it out. Leading from the front. Loud series point.
4 lawan 2 kalah anjing.
2 in a row for Sadak. And it's all him. All Loud, all day here. How does he manage to do that? Angel saw his foot and then got led to the face. Just crazy how clutch this man is right now.
Navi cemas, Navi cemas.
And they got to transition from screaming to strategy, to calm, to focus on what they're about to do after losing map 1, after being the first to be threatened with elimination, to now move forward here and move on to playoffs.
But Bala, this is often the most difficult one to hit. When you think about it,
Semoga langsung ini ya, amin.
but it feels like two fighters who have gone now 15 rounds, who are both exhausted, who've reached the depths of their playbooks and are just looking for a little extra, whatever's left in the tank, to deliver a knockout blow. And Loud find themselves with a slight advantage. And it all comes down to what's left there, what's left in the tank. Is there enough juice to pull this off, to put NAVI away? Think about how questions abounded. Doubts on their performance, on their form. Questions about the future for Loud.
Last 27-11 anjir ya. Dia hyper carry, cok.
As they emerge from their corners for what could be the very last time.
Oh, NAVI through that smoke. CNET has been leading the charge. He's been the guy keeping them in this game. He needs help to keep this season alive. A season that slipped for NAVI from promises and promising paths to becoming champions to now here. And there's no success with that boombot that's intended to try to get some value out of clearing hookah. The one thing it's done, it's kept Sadak alone here. Aspas is not rotating back towards A. Trailblazer down, clears sand. The rotate's going to come in. Loud, know what's happening. 40 seconds. Still a possibility of pivoting. And we have mirrored ults here. Tui's can delay if he wants.
Ya elah, mati lagi Sadak. Ya elah.
The ult still in hand is NAVI punching back. They've gotten a couple of jabs. And that cross might just be enough. Unless Kawanzin can counter. No. Tui's left by himself. And it's a prime gaming flawless for NAVI.
Absolutely right about how difficult this is right there. That one decision. Tui's not ulting, thinking NAVI is going to just tap the spike. So he tries to delay for longer. Instead, NAVI just stick it. Didn't want to induce a TP.
What a fight.
And this is it. Final round of regulation. Will it be a bell ringing for NAVI? Or will we be going to overtime for another round? Judge brought up 2 judges here. The econ is not great, but a lot of ults to make up for that.
One of them already invested, Les's Pit, attempting to control A, and he is one of the ones with the judge.
Fast bathroom control too. You need Aspas to stay here. You need him to maintain control, otherwise that pit gets pinched.
And with that, Les is likely dealt with. I mean, if you're NAVI here, you just want to draw out some of those ults, right? Get them out so you don't have to deal with them later.
That boombot broken by Kawanzin there, so Sadak's position still unknown. But they're backing off anyways. They want to use this opportunity to go for this pinch.
Oh,
and Aspas has a big shutdown in that ult.
That dog was not deep enough. So they're going to re-aggress NAVI and pull out and take the space. Aspas, trigger aching for the touch, and it's just a bit off. He's going to ult, he's going to go forward. Oh, he gets CNED!
They're pivoting back to B!
Sadak with the judge, and the second kill found! Is he going to try to ult out? Yeah, he's going to safety, he's going to elbow. Oh, but he stayed!
The cancel!
Sadak
Ya
with the
pulang deh Navi deh.
The savior for Loud! And now 13 seconds left, Shao and Sugetsu with so much to do, and all they can do is watch as the clock ticks away. The bell inevitably ringing, but they managed to get the spike down. Shao 1v4, no! We've had the Thrilla in Manila, the rumble in the jungle, the slugfest in the shrine goes the way of Loud!
Navi pulang guys, baru masuk sini. Alright, saatnya kita tidur guys. Terima kasih semua udah nonton. Makasih semua ya. Kita kirim-kirim nih viewers yang lain nih. Kirim ke siapa nih yang sampai pagi nih live-nya nih?
On a sad,
Apa
sour
nih
note
lagi live nih? Mana sih?
for NAVI, who had a promising campaign towards a championship
Kirim ke siapa guys?
early on in the year, but it ends with a bout.
Thank you ya guys ya, makasih ya guys. Sehat selalu, jangan lupa tidurannya nyenyak kalian semua ya. Sampai jumpa see you in the live streaming. See you, signing out, bye bye. Thank you guys.